Welcome back, everybody. Lost Boys Cypher Circle is back in session. If you didn't know, now you do. This is the show where I bring artists of all kinds, whether it be rapper, singer, poet, writer, painter, digital artist, any and all are welcome. If you want to come on the show, message me at Dylan Lawler on Facebook or email me at lostboy420x@gmail.com. It's a lot of fun. It's like our weekly therapy session. We get our emotions out, we chill and have a good time. There's a lot of laughs, a lot of deep emotional stuff, a lot of amazing art, a lot of amazing fucking artists. So like I said, if you want to come on the show, Dylan Lawler on Facebook or lostboy420x@gmail.com. Also, guys, make sure you go to subscribe to us on all the platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and anywhere else you find your podcasts. Every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, we go live on Facebook and Facebook and YouTube. Instagram is down at the moment. I apologize. But Facebook and YouTube every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So catch us here live, and then the following day I will post it to Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, all those places. The audio version only, but if you want to catch it on video version, YouTube and Facebook. If you want to catch it live, 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Facebook on Saturday nights. Also, guys, keep a lookout for our Deep Cuts episode. I got a couple in the tank, a couple guests lined up to come on. They're great episodes. I basically bring artists on one-on-one, and we just have a deeper, more in-depth conversation about, life and their life and my life and what makes them tick and our views, and just it's a lot of fun. We've put out about 6 episodes now with some extremely talented, extremely deep thinkers. So make sure y'all go check those out and keep a lookout for more. And also make sure you all check out our Lost Boys presents Lost in the Woods with me and my buddy Brandon Coombs over here. We go out in the woods with a GoPro strapped to our chest, and we fish and we hike, and we've got a couple episodes. I know we haven't been sticking on putting them out, but we do have a few that we've been trying to edit and get out there, so keep a lookout for those. Go check out the ones we've put out already on the Lost Boys YouTube channel. And yeah. Yes, yeah, dude, that was fucking hilarious. Honestly, that was one of the, not only the funnest videos I've made, but like one of the best days I've had. It was a lot of fun. Make sure y'all go check that out. Also, if you want to donate to us at all, anything from 10 cents to $10 helps. Lost Boy 420X on Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal, all the same tag. Don't forget the X at the end of Lost Boy 420, or you'll type in someone else's tag. Now, before we get into the show, I always like to give a quick trigger warning, because sometimes we talk about some deep topics, some sensitive topics, some triggering topics, and you never know what's going to get under your skin or bother you. And I'm the one who hosts the show, and I get very triggered, but I am unfortunately the only one who cannot click out. That being said, anybody, whether it be artists or people watching, feel free to click out at any time. Whether, no matter what the reason is, nobody will fault you for it in the slightest. Like I said, that goes for artists and audience. But we hope we can have a good show and have a good night, and also have some laughs and some good stuff too. But piggybacking off of that, because this is our weekly therapy session, I always try to begin it with a bit of advice. The piece of advice I always give is, don't bottle up your emotions. Don't bottle up your darkness. Reach out and talk to people. The hardest part about feeling like you're in a dark place is feeling like you don't have anyone to talk to and no one understands you. And so that, to me, is the greatest part about this show, is that it gives people a place to come and be themselves without any judgment, and reach out to people and not keep their shit bottled up. So I urge you to come on the show. I urge you to message any one of us. We have an artist tonight who's an energy reader and does tarot card readings that are extremely helpful and extremely therapeutic. And she'd be happy to do one for you. So there's, same holds true for a lot of other artists on this show. They'd be happy to talk to you any day of the week. But I promise you, there is someone in your everyday life, like a coworker or a friend or a family member, uncle, brother, even your dog or your cat, just talk to someone. Don't keep it bottled up. So that would be my advice if I could give any. And if you want to seek professional help, if those people just ain't cutting it and you'd like to seek professional help, you can text 988 lifeline crisis or 988 text 988 or go to lifelinecrisis.com, and they have trained professionals and resources and stuff like that on hand to help you. There's also betterhelp.com, and they hook you up with like an online therapist, and they switch it out. Like if you're not vibing with the person that they hook you up with, if you don't feel like it's you're comfortable talking to them, they'll switch you out until you find someone who you are comfortable talking to. So I hope some people can go out and find some help there. And yeah, hope we can have a good show. Oh, yeah, during the show, you want to ask us anything, drop some fire emojis in the comments, put some fire hydrants to put them out, whatever it may be. Comment section is open. We will answer as many comments and questions as we can. But yeah, on with the show. This week is the first episode of season 2. I understand that I'm mislabeled and misadvertised last week's episode. Okay. In the weeks leading up to it, I advertised it as the season 2 episode 1 premiere. But then in doing it, I realized that it was more of a season 1 finale, and that I may have mislabeled it and but whatever. That being said, I digress. This is the official season 2 episode 1 premiere. Last week was the finale of season 1. I apologize for the confusion. But that being said, in going into season 2, we're going to be doing a few different things. First thing, I've been getting requests from multiple people to do my piece at the beginning of the show rather than the end, so that the people who aren't able to tune in for the whole thing can at least hear the host perform. And I understand that, and I have heard your pleas, and that is something we are going to be doing going into season 2. The second thing we're going to be doing going into season 2 is halfway through the show, meaning at the point where each artist has done one of their pieces and it's time to go back to the first artist for their second piece. In the interim, I'm going to ask a question of the week, and it can be anything from how do you get over writer's block, which incidentally is part of the question for this week, or, something as controversial as how do you feel about the Trump shooting, or whatever it may be. I'm going to ask a question of the week. That's the second thing. The third thing that is going to be different is how we end the show. So instead of me closing us out with my piece, I thought it would be fun to have the artist close us out with what they would say. I'm basically going to ask, what would you say if you had 3 to 5 minutes to tell the world anything at all? And just leave the floor open for our artists to close you out with a final message. So those are the 3 things that will be different going into season 2. I hope they work out. I hope you guys enjoy them. And that being said, we're going to get into my piece, which is the first rap song I ever wrote. I wrote it when I was about 15, 16, when I was in placement. And I found the beat to it on YouTube. And just last year, I contacted the producer of the beat and asked if there was any way I could buy it or rent it or what have you. And he actually sent me to his website right away, literally contacted me the next day, sent me to his website, and I bought an exclusive deal that allows me to make a certain amount. The amount is $1 million, but profit off of a certain amount of copies before I have to renew the contract. So shout out to DJ Ray for producing this beat. And this song is called Nothing Else to Say. Let's see if this will play. All right, can one of my guests give me a thumbs up if they can hear the beat okay? All right, thank you. All right. They ask me if I'm happy, and I tell them I'm okay. I tell them that because there's really nothing else to say. Should I tell them how my world just got turned upside down, or how I reached the greater heights, then just fall and hit the ground? Should I tell them I'm a psycho, or tell them I'm just nuts? Cause the only kind of peace I find's the bottom of a cup. Should I blame my ADD, or maybe my bipolar, or the soul that turns to stone as my heart is getting colder? But there's no need to say it, they can see it in my eyes, all the anger and the pain deep behind the lies, cloaked in fake emotion, but right beneath the skies. When hell on earth arrives on the dark streets of my mind, and they act like they're surprised when I lash out or I cry. When all this shit has gotten to me, it's hard to just sit by, but I hold it in and try, spread my wings and try to fly, try to reach some greater heights, but it's harder every night, and I'm still left to wonder why I can't get up and gather all my thoughts while this darkness closes in on my motherfucking heart. I can't turn the key and start, like my brain is stuck in park. And even if I could, I'd still be driving in the dark. The darkness in my brain, well, I slowly go insane from the overwhelming pain that always travels through my veins like a drug. And I'm so dazed, getting drunk and high for days, but just to keep that old me fucking chained up and at bay. But that demon's here to stay, and I know that there's no way I could ever change my stupid selfish ways. My mama knew it was hard for me to look her in the face. She knew what I had done, and she knew it had just begun. Knew I was only getting darker cause there is no fucking sun, and wondered why the darkness came and swallowed up her son. Wondered why I'm not so strong, wondered how the demon won. I still wonder that myself as I'm fastening this belt around my fucking neck, just so I can feel those fucking stitches in my chest. My mom felt them every day. Mom, I know I caused you pain, and I would write you a letter, but there's nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. There ain't nothing in my way, cause I got nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. I might kill myself today, cause I got nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. Don't no one get in my way, cause I got nothing else to say. Yeah, nothing else to say. Nothing else to say. Nothing else to say, man. I might kill myself today cause I got nothing else to say. Fuck. All right, so the story with that is I missed a line, so the entire timing of that whole song was off, so I had to adjust for the whole timing, because the beat's supposed to drop at different moments, and this beat was supposed to end 2 lines ago. So yeah, you know. But that's the song in a nutshell, kind of. That's the song missing a line. I realized I missed the line, and then you saw me just like I click in my head, and I just kept going. I was like, all right, fuck it, whatever. I'm just gonna adjust my tempo for the fucking rise and the fall of the beat, you know, whatever. But anyway, that being said, guys, that is hopefully the first of many performances that more people will see because they're watching the beginning of the show. That is my hope. That being said, we are going to get on with our first guest of the evening. She is I think she's been here since like the 4th or 5th episode. She's long time Lost Boy. She's great. It's great to have her here every time. She always sends a new picture with some crazy new hairstyle. She's always got some crazy new makeup on, and always just, I mean, everything about her is artistic, from her personality to her makeup to her poetry and to her energy reading, because she's not only a poet, but she's an energy reader. She does tarot card readings and other things, and they are very therapeutic and very helpful, like I was talking about at the beginning of the show. Mr. Sonia Gray, she's back again. If you all got can't even talk tonight. If y'all want to follow her, you can go follow her on Facebook at Sonia Gray. Go follow her on Instagram at Sonia Rochelle, and on TikTok. And she promised me she was going to change this name eventually, but it's TILYYYYYYY. I think there's 7 or 8 Y's. So it's at Tilly 3623 until she changes it to make it easier on me. And please welcome Miss Sonia Gray. We're gonna play her flyer and get her up here. If you could just take off 3 Y's, only like, I mean, just a couple Y's, you know, just enough so it doesn't blur on the screen. How you doing tonight? Oh, you're muted.
Good.
You're muted. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. If it makes it any easier, there are 9 Y's there.
9. All right, guys. So Tilly with 9 Y's. Remember that.
Yeah.
I sure as hell won't. It's great to have you back.
Eventually, I might change it.
It's great to have you back. I think it's. I was looking earlier. I think you were on like episode 37 last or something like that. But it's been a few weeks. It's been a few weeks. How you been doing?
Yeah, I've been doing good, and I've actually been here since I think the 3rd episode.
Yeah. I recently had to go back and because I'm running into like file and enough file space issues after a year of doing this. Having to go back and transfer stuff. So I'm seeing stuff from all the way back in the beginning and like people's flyers, like how they used to look. Like because I've, shifted art styles and just seeing, how you guys have progressed as artists, like in the, because nowadays I have mostly the ones where I just have their picture and then their information, but it used to be where I would have, and some of them are still like that, where I have a video of the artist performing. But as it went on, it just got harder and harder to get that content from the artist when I was scheduling them. So I just started making the regular picture videos. But going back and seeing all the old videos and you got the little clips you guys send me, it's just like you guys have and we were talking about that last week on the 1-year anniversary. You guys have evolved so much, and it's so cool to see you, the people like you and Cage, who've been here since the beginning, like evolve and your style and your voice and just how you present yourself. I mean, I remember you in particular were like a little shy, a little timid at first, the first couple episodes.
Very.
And then, like just slowly you just kind of came out of your box, and like that's just so awesome to see. And I think I kind of did too a little bit. Like I was way more, I also stuttered a lot more. Not that I don't stutter now, but I just going back and looking at a lot of the old episodes, just I could see all of our progression, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
So obviously I introduced you, but if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for those of us who don't know.
Like Dylan said, I am an energy reader. So I do read tarot cards. I am an artist in every sense of the word. I paint, I draw, I make jewelry. I'm never not making something.
Hell yeah.
Whether it be writing or anything. I'm just, like you said, with my makeup and my hair, I'm always doing something different.
Yep. Yeah, that's the one thing that like
you can't tell right now.
Like every part that's what I was saying at the beginning. Every part of your personality is artistic. You're just like every aspect. I bet you like freaking you're like driving your car and you're like, I wonder if I can make a skid marks and paint the picture with these skid marks. I wonder if anyone's that's crazy. I wonder if anyone's ever tried to do that. Because, like, you see people, they make art out of all sorts of shit, right? Like just, I wonder if anyone has ever tried to make a picture by driving with and making skid. It would be very hard to do because, yeah, that would be crazy. Anyway, that's.
I mean, they do it in a plane. Why not on a car? Yeah, they do it in a plane. They do it in a plane all the time. You know how they write the words and stuff in the sky.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I mean, just for the skid mark thing, you would have to be doing a burnout and then kind of directing the way your back end is going in the shape of whatever you want to draw. I guess I don't know. That would be
Mm-hmm.
a far better driver than me. Would have to some kind of fucking Dom Toretto, fucking Paul Walker, like
Yeah,
some kind of car nut would have to do that. But they'd also have to be
yeah,
a
definitely far
super
better than
artistic
me
person.
considering I don't drive.
You live in a city?
Um, uh, it's not a big city.
Well, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah, I
so
don't.
okay. To me, a city is like anything because I live in the fucking sticks. I live in the boondocks. Just in the off in the um like I'm just surrounded by trees, and then there's a mountain right here somewhere.
Well, see,
And
that's where I want to be. That's
yeah,
that I want to be out in the wilderness. I don't want to be in the city.
well, I just mean in terms of like for me, obviously there's no public transportation at all, and then Uber or Lyft or any of those, forget about it. Forget about it. Who's the? I mean, maybe somebody, but I haven't seen anybody or heard about anybody working for Lyft or anything around here because like nobody needs Lyft in the country. Like we either
Yeah.
walk or we rig a tractor to a fucking something. I saw somebody pull up at like Cumberland Farms on a John Deere tractor with a trailer hooked to the back of it once, and I was like, what the fuck is going, what in the redneck hell, what in the redneck hell is going on here, bro?
People
That's how it
driving
be in
around
my
in go
town.
karts and stuff.
Yeah, that's how we get around like that. Fucking somebody who show up on a freaking like a pedal bike that they rigged that they ripped, they like took apart their sister's electric scooter and like rigged it onto it. Yeah. Um
Ooh.
fucking Brandon over here. I wish Brandon had a fucking microphone. But anyway, what are you going to be doing for us tonight? What do you got for us?
Poetry, and the first one. Okay, so the last show I was on, I remembered I actually did read this poem in the last show I was on,
Okay.
but that's okay. I'll do it again.
That's fine. I've done that song before multiple times, so it's all right. If you guys can't handle reruns, I'll tell you, go fuck yourself. I don't know. If you guys don't, every show has reruns, guys. This is how it is. Anyway, hashtag GFY. Um,
And so this first one is called Homemade Sin.
all right. You want me to just drop myself out of here and I'll let you get to it?
It's up to you.
All right, cool.
Homemade Sin. A look shared or a head hung in fear. Hands crumpled, hands crumpled from years of work, or a face streaked with 4-day-old dirt. A system too rich to care, or a people too afraid to stand. A world, a world where someone has to win, or the fact that your enemy is now also your best friend. Is it the fact that sex is easy and love is rare, or maybe that drugs are in higher demand than food, being pushed by the same people who would rather lock a man up for selling weed than for murdering a child? Is it the hate you see in a stranger's eyes just because your hair, your skin, your clothes, the air you breathe is somehow not as good as theirs? A world falling apart, a people falling, a hope lost, faded like an old Polaroid photo, worn over with age, cracked. It seeps within your pores like the sun in the Sahara, unforgiving, dangerous, fatal. It's this, sorry, this thing has its own pulse. It runs deep, tangled, tangled up, generation to generation. Closed doors, dusty rugs, old straw brooms worn to the handles. I love yous and sideways looks around company. Two pairs of eyes, one a warning, the other a plea. This is the thing that lingers in the air, attaches like a leech, feeding on blood that doesn't belong to it. I watch as it latches onto another unwilling participant, a victim for the moment, although not for long. A victim is no longer a victim when they choose to repeat the same cycle. Oh, shit. Hold on, I lost my. When they choose to repeat the same cycle. But as it is, once enough people believe a lie, it becomes the truth. And what do you live for if not the truth? It's slippery in its descent over him, slick, caressing him gently, poking, prodding, looking for a crack that it can slip through. There, a weakness. Expose it, rub it raw, crack, crack, shattered. His resolve shattered on the floor, thousands of glittering pieces of who he used to be. Now, no more than a seed planted in soil, fertilized by the hate of others, feeding on it like a baby from its mother's breast. Believe in the benefits, believe the cure, believe the doctors, believe the religion. Roots sprout, take hold in the ground. Hate runs deep, so does stupidity. The tears fill my eyes as I choke back the bile that rises in my throat. Hot coal, heart beats faster, ready to explode. Another life lost, a soul devoured as this homemade sin takes root. That's it.
Fantastic. Fucking I love and I remember that poem and I love that fucking poem. And I think I'm probably gonna just requote myself because uh a lot of the same lines obviously stuck out to me. But my favorite line that I remember from last time was a victim is no longer a victim once they choose to repeat the cycle. And I think we had a long talk about that. You know, how bullies, you know, are the ones who are bullied are typically, you know, the ones who turn into bullies. Um,
Yeah.
and I had another line. Our another guest actually just showed up. Like he's at my house. So I got a little distracted. Um, we're gonna try to have him play some music for you guys. But the other line that really stuck out to me was oh my god. I completely lost it. I apologize so much. I had a whole thought that I wanted to put behind it too. Um, well, anyway, the thing that I love the most about it overall, besides just, you know, individual, I could sit here and name individual lines that really stuck out to me, but it's the way you deliver them, not only in your speech, but the imagery that you paint. You know, there's a lot of like really vivid imagery and a lot of um technical metaphors, which I really appreciate, not just as a poet, but like as a rapper. Like when you can bring the technical metaphors
Mhm.
and paint like this story picture and get your fucking point across through, you know, that vivid imagery. That's something I always love as an artist. And that's something you're always able to do. And in this piece, it really stands out. When did you write? Is this new or is this like something that you
Sometime this year.
okay, yeah.
No, I
See
wrote it
that, and
sometime this year.
that's the cool thing too is I've like I was saying earlier, I've gotten to see like your progression as an artist, and I'm really seeing everybody that comes on the show who writes really is getting more technical with their pen and, you know, the metaphors and really trying to um bring out their yeah, what 1 minute, sorry. Um Brandon was flagging me down. Really trying to bring out their metaphors and stretch their pen and like I was saying, it's so great to see you guys' evolution. Um, and yeah, I mean, if you like, people would have to go back and watch, but if you from your old pieces, I also remember some of your old pieces being significantly shorter than that. and you've also
Uh-huh.
grown. Yeah, you've grown in length, not just in depth, but in length of your pieces too. And I just think it's amazing to see. Um,
Yeah, I
it,
actually
it,
noticed that when I go back and reread my own pieces, I'm like, well, these are actually these are good, because it's hard as an artist to appreciate your own work.
mhm. Yeah, no,
As an artist, you feel like, oh, it's not that good.
I, I am the ultimate perfectionist when it comes to that shit. Like everything from the pronunciation of my word, like everything has to be perfect to me. You know, it
Hmm.
has to feel, and that's why it takes me so long to write a song, or so long to record a song, or so long to so long to set up the show or whatever. Because every little detail has to be perfect. Like even when I'm doing the flyers, like I'm like, no, that fucking picture is that picture of that artist is off center. It needs to be over here, and
Yeah.
you know we're working with touch screens. I'm not working on my computer most of the time. I'm working with touch screens. So like moving my fucking big fat thumbs and getting the picture, you know what I mean? Everything, but that's how I go about my whole life. Is like everything is to the minute detail. And
Hmm.
I see that in you, and I see that in Caleb, and I see that in EXO, the other artist we have on tonight. You guys really strive for just perfection in the small details. And you know
I do when it comes to my art and stuff, but like I wouldn't say that I'm a perfectionist like throughout my whole life.
oh
I'm an
no, yeah,
artist, so I'm messy.
yeah,
you
no,
know?
I guess I misworded that with your art. Yes. Um,
Yeah.
somehow between now my desk is clean right now, but somehow between Saturday and Saturday, the entire thing is mounded up with like they're like mounded. We're at to the point where I'm like getting overwhelmed with how much stuff is on the desk, and I'm like, how did this happen in
But
7 fucking days?
it's organized chaos because you know where everything is at.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think it's because it's also my one of my only spaces where it's like my stuff, so I just place all my stuff on it, and then I'm like, oh
Hmm.
well, fuck it. Now I got my fucking smoking stuff next to my writing stuff and my fucking
Yeah.
recording stuff and all my mics and wires and then my PlayStation controllers, and it's like, yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I
Yeah.
as an artist, I think that you got to be a little bit twisted, a little bit insane, a little bit unorganized, a little bit chaotic to be an artist. And that's what makes us artists. If we are able to take that chaos and focus it into our art and make these
Yeah.
amazing pieces of art. Um, so, yeah, I want to bring my man Caleb and my man EXO up onto the screen. Brandon, yes, go ahead and enter the studio. Uh, Now, turn your camera on real quick. 1 second, guys. Now, plug the thing in. So why is it echoing? let me see it. All right, just take yourself off the screen so we'll figure it out. Anyway, plug the damn. You good? God damn it. What did you guys, Caleb? What did you think of her piece?
It was fantastic. I read more like I don't know. I listened to it like it was kind of like a story more than a poetic piece, and I liked the blatant facts. I had a line in there. It was a, I can't remember it now because time has passed, but it was that line about like if a lie is told so many times and it has to be, or something like that. And then I have a line in one of my music like, "What's a white lie if you're not affected?" And I don't know. I just that part was pretty cool to me. But other than that,
Then it
I like
becomes the truth.
little kids, so I'll be right.
How about now? What the fuck? We had so many technical difficulties last week, and I thought it was over this week, but apparently they're just conspiring against us. All right, Brandon, Plan B. Let's try these. Check, check, check. No echo. It's coming through. Check, check, check. Oh yeah, all right. We're cooking with fire now. Get that back up, please. Thank you, sir. Put that back to me. Full. All right. I apologize, guys, for the technical difficulties. Exo, what did you? I love your mask, dude. That's fucking dope.
Thank you.
It gives me not 80s wrestler vibes like
Yeah, absolutely right.
Mysterio.
No, his name was Houston Thunderlag.
All right. Yeah. Okay. It does also give me Mysterio vibes. So you know how Mysterio used to. But yeah, that's a dope fucking mask. I love it.
Thank you.
You are the second artist to come on here fully masked up. And the first artist is Beelzebub. She is a faceless. She goes by a faceless artist persona, and she makes her own masks too. But dope mask. What did you think of Tasania's piece?
So, first of all, beautiful piece. I just want to say that was very, very awesome. Listening to it, I could definitely tell that you're an artist because your delivery, your choice of words, and the way you paced yourself, it gave it a more dramatic feel to it. Like it felt like you was giving your listener time to really like enough time to marinate on what it is that you were saying, so you could feel it. You just time to embrace those raw emotions. It was well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, she's definitely one of the artists. I mean, all of you guys do it, honestly. But when I think of artists that like really put their heart and their soul and their emotion into a piece, like you are definitely one of the most spiritual writers, and you definitely put your spirit and your soul into your art for sure.
I appreciate that.
Oh, Caleb, if you're wondering about that wind sound, I think it might be because you're just moving around too much. I don't know.
No, I'm muting myself because I'm like, there's this line that's really hard that I was going over in my head, and I didn't.
Hey, this man's fucking practicing down to the last minute. Well, guess what, motherfucker, you're up. So.
All right, bet.
That being said, guys, my man Caleb, I actually do have his flyer here, so I'm gonna play it to keep everything professional. My man Caleb, y'all know him. He's fucking one of the dopest MCs out there. He's one of my best friends. He's one of the best artists on this show. Y'all can go follow him at KHC790 on TikTok. Let's go.
I could defy death with the flip of a coin, heads or tails. On one end, I could sever mortality, cut the binds that release feral energy, though anger awakens like passing time is simply mistaken. Rifle through my headshots, and when these holes get filled like my DNA just forgot to include a PMA, the A matters more when the acid devolves my attitude. Revolve around my pit of bottomless intentions, figure it out cause not even I know my connections. My resolve is absolute, yet my resistance doesn't compute, completely irrelevant, but that's okay. I could flip a coin and defy death. Heads or tails. On one end, I could run away like a dog with its tail bent. I could show fangs and sink wounds till I feel complete, full from my next meal, yet exiled cause I stole the kill. Strife followed with the click of a gun. Wherever it's aimed, damage is done. Blown through like I get excited from a happy trigger. Lap around my den and see a pack that no longer follows. The flip of a coin decided they needed to get narrowed. A small circle, but in the end, who cares when there's other wolves worth a follow? Heads or tails. I could defy death with the flip of a coin.
What up? How you doing, bro?
Doing all
Good
right.
to have you back. I mean, you never really left. You've never left. You've been here the whole time. By the way, guys, in case you didn't know, Caleb doesn't actually have a home. I trapped him inside the StreamYard platform. He sits here all week just waiting for the show to start. He's trapped inside my computer. So please send help. for our man Caleb. He's trapped inside my computer right now, and I only let him out once in a while. You can only let a pit bull off his chain once in a while, man. You know, people gonna get bit. Nah, pit bulls are sweethearts. I love them. Anyway, everybody knows you. You're a fucking dope MC. But I mean, if you want to tell us about yourself, I think.
Just around. I'm schizophrenic. Usually I'm sad. Usually I'm happy. It just depends on the scenario. And right now, I'm kind of in this lower hill. I'm going kind of downhill, not uphill, trying to get back up there. So that's what my music is going to be about today.
Fuck yeah, man. That's how we do it. Yo, can I get an on me? Can I get an on me?
On me. Hashtag.
Hashtag on me. I got it, Brandon. Boom. Hashtag on me. Let's go. Shout out to Poet List. All right. What you got for us tonight, man?
How are you?
How are you? I'm good. Oh, that's the name of the piece. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to hear something funny? So there's a town in my state. It's called Ware, New Hampshire. And I drive this trash truck, right? I pull up to the dump, and the guy goes, "Where are you coming from?" And I literally told him, "Where?" And he asked me, and I kid you not, this is not a joke. I didn't write this. I didn't make this up. He asked me 3 times, "Where? Where are you from?" And I kept telling him, "Where?" And he didn't understand. And I was like, "Listen, WEAR. Like, it's a town, bro." I swear to God, I went through this. It was like a meme. I was like, am I trapped in a meme right now? What the fuck is going on?
You know,
Where are you from? Where?
You know, Jeff Foxworthy or whatever, I think his name is. He's a comedian. He has like this ongoing joke. It's like, "Here's your sign." And it says I'm stupid.
Oh shit! All right, man. So, how are you? I think I've heard part of this before, but not the whole thing.
I've completed it today. It's a full finish.
Yeah, dude. We got new shit on deck. Let's go. All right, man. I'm gonna just drop myself out of here and I'll let you get to it.
How are you? I'm literally asking because nobody asked me so. Maybe my purpose is asking. Maybe my purpose is always pursuing what everyone else thinks. It doesn't matter if I'm doing badly, but I so badly need asking. I'm basking in hurt, but my pain doesn't work, so I'm lapsing the thought my problems don't mean what they're worth. I hope you tell me you're doing okay. I'll let you vent if you need me to sit. I'll listen and give you advice. At the end of the day, I'm feeling okay, but to a man, does that mean I'm all right? What does it mean to be asked how I feel? Instead, I pass the time saying my day's just fine, but what does that mean? How are you? I'm only asking because maybe hearing your pain will combine our clouds and we'll share the same rain. Maybe we'll share all our problems and I could relieve a bit of this weight. I don't know how to make friends when this garbage I've bagged is tied to my foot, and I walk slow because maybe my purpose is collecting the pain whenever I ask you how you feel. I look in the mirror and I'm asking myself, but the answer is always a lie. It's always the same. I'm doing all right. Whatever the stride, I'm doing just fine. So, how are you? I hope you're doing all right. I hope you don't mind to look in the mirror and say to yourself in tears, you're doing just fine. I hope you haven't squandered your pride. I only ask because nobody asked me. When I sit to myself and everyone's passing, I lend an ear, and I'm only here to hear because nobody asked me to speak. Nobody asked me to wonder the emotion when it's clear to see you're not at your peak, when you feel like a freak for always looking down at your feet. Nobody asked me to care, but when you're showing the colors compared to despair, I have to ask, how are you? I'm literally asking because nobody asked me, so maybe my purpose is asking. Maybe my purpose is literally basking in pain to relate to the ones who suffered the bite from 2 fangs. See, my pain doesn't work. It contorts and controls, but like the water to the drain, it whirlpools and it starts to confuse. I'm losing the way, so maybe the direction to perfection is simply caring about the connections. I'm trying to be the shit as big as the mountains, leaking my blood, pouring out like a fountain. I hope you tell me that life has been hard. And you're happy I sat and asked you to fight through the darkness bearing a sword and holding your shield because I didn't have a purpose for asking. I'm roaring out like a lion as I hold my harpoon, tore open this vessel to nestle my thoughts and explode as I remember that who I am is simply abbreviations. I walk with a limp toward the next individual, feeling separated because I'm preparing the question that I so badly need asking, and as I approach, I get anxious. How are you? I hope you tell me you're doing okay. I'll let you vent if you need me to sit. I'll listen and give you advice. I'm only asking because maybe hearing your pain will combine our clouds and we'll share the same rain. Maybe we'll share all our problems and I could relieve a bit of this weight. I hope you're doing all right. I hope you don't look in the mirror and say to yourself in tears you're doing just fine. I hope you haven't squandered your pride. I hope you tell me that life has been hard and you're happy I sat to ask you to fight through the darkness bearing a sword and holding your shield because I didn't have a purpose for asking.
Dude, that might be the best song you've ever written. That might,
Nope.
bro. I've been doing this show for a year. You've been on almost every single episode. This is our 51st episode, meaning you've been on at least 35 shows, give or take. Best, and 2 each time. Best song I've ever heard you, like, bro. I'm literally asking because nobody asked you, so maybe my purpose is asking. I'm literally asking because nobody asked me, so maybe my purpose is asking. Bro, that whole song, honestly, it literally felt like I could come up right in at the end of your fucking piece with "How are you?" right, and go. They ask me how I'm doing. I tell them I'm okay. I tell them that because there's really nothing else to say, right? Literally, that verse, that song that I did at the beginning of this song, I have never heard a verse or a song that fits with how I feel in that song as much as that one does. Like, literally, that if the beat were long enough, I would be like, yo, put that in the song. We gotta figure out that is literally the essence of nothing else to say too. And it's literally, oh man, that line is gonna fucking. That is one of those lines that I'm gonna be walking around. It's gonna be like a fucking mantra for me. Like, and that's what this whole show is about. Like, I'm literally asking because nobody asked me. So maybe my purpose is asking. Like, that's what I'm literally doing this show to reach out and ask people how they're feeling and get them to speak their truth and open up and do and let out their inner demons, because I felt like I had to keep mine in. Like, you encompassed that so fucking, oh man, bro, that literally, you need to send me you need to mix and master that. Send me the fucking raw recording, bro, because goddamn, that's not only one of my favorite song I've ever heard you do, but one of my new, it's gonna be one of my new favorite songs. So that song, like, really hits me on such a personal level. Like,
I'll bet it up because I'll definitely send it out to you for sure. Because that one, right in the end of that was.
Because we walk around all day. Yo, hey, how you doing, man? Oh, I'm all right. But are we 90% of the time are we fucking telling the truth? We're not telling the fucking truth because it's easier to fucking just put on a facade and go about the day with a fucking mask on, right? And I like how artists like Beelzebub, I was just talking about, represent that metaphor physically. That we do it metaphysically, right? We put a metaphorical mask on. She puts a literal mask on, but it is a representation of the. To me, how I interpret it anyway. We'll let her speak for herself, but the way I interpret it is her mask is a representation of the mask that we all put on every day. And yeah, man, you just encompass that so fucking well. Your pen keeps getting so much better.
Called Masquerade, because that was inspired by her mask, like half of that song, because it was just like a really good, like, it's just what it represents was a really cool representation of what it means.
Yeah, dude, that song really fucking hit me. That's gonna be one of my new theme songs, bro. I vibe with that so much. Thank you for spitting that. We got comments down here. I think Miss Poetless is in the comment section. Yes. Miss Poetless says, "Hey fam, I would love a reading. That's my best friend." Me talking about EXO. She said, Snap Snips is Sonya's piece. And to your piece, dope piece, bro. I just wanted to catch up on all the comments. Thank you for your support, Poet List. Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, fucking dope piece. Like I said, honestly, the best piece I've heard you spit. And I've heard you spit a lot. I've seen it, and I've heard you spit a lot more than these people haven't even. Because you and me have private sessions where we just go back on forth on Messenger and have like studio sessions with each other. So I've heard a lot of your shit, man. That is, you just get better every time you write, man. That is my favorite fucking song by you. That is great.
Progression.
Fuck yeah, man. I'm gonna bring these other artists up and see what they thought about it. Tasanya, what did you think?
The part where you said, I think it goes, maybe we can maybe we can combine clouds and pour out the same rain or something like that. Yeah, I really like that part. And then it's like what you were saying, it's like people ask you all the time how you're doing, but no one really gives a damn on how you're doing. They don't want an honest answer. I was at work one time and I asked this guy, "Hey, how are you doing today?" He's like, "You really don't want to know." I told him if I didn't want to know, I wouldn't have asked. But it's a lot of people, they hide. Yeah, it's so easy to say, "Yeah, I'm fine," or "I'm good," when your day is really going like shit. But you just don't want to tell nobody because you're worried about what people are going to think about you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really what it is. Real quick, something I'm also going to try to do going into season 2 is each individual person, and obviously we can still have back and forth conversations, but it'll make it easier to, like, when one person is done talking, to not only not talk over each other, but also not get mic interference. So when you're not talking, just keep your mic muted, and then when you're ready to talk, unmute your mic. And I think because when Caleb's talking, we don't hear that wind sound, but when he's not talking, it comes through. So yeah, just everybody have your mic muted until you're done talking, or until you're ready to talk, I should say. And we'll try to make that a better sound quality going into season 2. EXO, what did you think of my man Caleb's piece?
So lyrically, as always, I always tell you that I always listen to your improvement and how you evolve, and as always, you should always kick it up a notch, which is a good thing. The part, and just like everybody else, the part about a person asking like, "Hey, how your day going?" and the person just telling a lie instead of the truth. That's something that really. So working in customer service, I apologize for the motorcycle. Apparently, people like riding around this time of day. But I used to tell a lot of customers, I'm like, "Hey, how you doing today?" There was like, I could talk about, but who will listen or who cares? And I always tell them like, you gotta talk to the right person. Anybody will listen, for real, for real.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with saying like, "Hey, my day is shitty, bro." Like for some reason this year, a lot of people that I know personally are fucking going through it. Like 2024 has been complete and utter bullshit. So just to get that off your chest, just to say, "Hey, this is what's going on," is very important. So to highlight that part in your lyrics is, I look at it as like a hidden gem or a diamond in the rough. That's one of those things like you really have to listen and pay attention to this MC in order to get a nugget like that for life. So good job, sir.
Yeah, and he really I'm trying to follow the mic meeting rule too. But yeah, the thing about him is he works so many little fucking nuggets of like, he's like Eminem or one of those writers who it's not just about the words, like they're telling a whole story, they're hiding little nuggets that the 1% of the audience is going to pick up, like, they'll like a Terminator reference, or like a Marvel reference, an obscure Marvel reference, or just an alluding to one of their past pieces, which he does a lot. He'll take a lot of pieces or themes and concepts from other pieces that he's done, and he'll work them into, you know, newer pieces. It ends up creating this effect where all of his pieces are kind of this collective like story and this collective evolution of him as an artist. And I love how he works those little nuggets of like, you really got to be listening, really got to like play that shit back again to really catch everything he's saying, and really pick up all the really good nuggets of shit that he's dropping on you. And yeah, it's just such a complex writer. Fucking, that's why you're one of the best, man. You're one of the best artists. You're one of my fucking best friends. Like, just one of the best, period. So shout out to you, man. Thank you. We'll catch you again in a while for your next piece. All right. Moving on to our third guest of the night, guys. Mr. XO here. He's a graphic artist and an MC. He's got some dope lyrics. Obviously, you can see by his mask, he's got some dope art skills as well. He does everything from digital art to 3D printing to mask and hat making, to MCing, to he makes beats. He produces videos for our girl Poetless in the comment section here. She's a regular on the show. Everything. He just does everything, man. He's just an artist all around. So make sure y'all go follow my man XO. Exoskeleton is his full artist name. You can follow him on Instagram at Red Design. That's red_DESYGN. Or visit his website, Red Designs, spelled the same way but with a Z, designs.crd.com, or subscribe to him on YouTube at r.e.d design. And that is also our girl Poetless's YouTube channel too, so you can check out all the videos. Most, if not all, are produced by my man XO here on that YouTube channel. So go check that out. Shout out Poetless. Let's play Mr. XO's flyer and get him up here.
My molecular structure built by Aztecs and Mayans. Lands at your hero, these heroes is left defiant. Perseus, Medusa around my neck, what you eyeing? Can't move this unstoppable force, suckers stop trying. This is what it sound like, psychopaths when we sing. Oh my god, we kill them all. Murder beats when we link off. Praise the rebel king, they worship me like the sphinx. It's a 90 red purple tape, matching my Cuban link. Meet the outcast, invaders hit the damage y'all. It's the spirit divisions, go scars on my handlebars. On track, I zone now in the state, the avatar. Man, I smash far true best compared the Alacar. All I know is slaughter. You can hear it in my dialect, a surgeon with the lyrical. The way my lyrics dissect the rawness of my presence, make them jealous, but I digress. Prior question flow from all this offer that I digest. Nothing shine brighter than my soul. I'm a walker, Jesus, peace, all platinum and gold. Nothing shines brighter than my soul. I'm a walker, Jesus, peace, all platinum and gold. Yo, it's
Yo, that fucking track slaps, bro. That track slaps. That shit goes hard. And you got a different mask on. That shit's dope.
I think now this one is, so the first one was the luchador mask that I brought. This one right here is custom. This is my own mask. So this is 3D printed and hand painted by me.
That's dope, dude. That is fucking dope.
Wait a minute, how to go? Remember me, the arsonist with the oddly shaped feet. Everything spontaneous could bust whenever he speak. I just do a seal of approval. That's what y'all see. You feel the sense of dread and danger every time I squall creep. Flames from the strange sky will stir fire your dish drive. No room for weirdos. Peep how the kids slip by. Sorry, let me stop.
God damn, yo, straight on the come on the camera straight. Just start going off, bro. We fucking love it. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, it's good to have you back finally.
Yes, sir.
You haven't been on many times, but you are one of my favorite guests. I mean, you're so artistic. You got such a good personality, man.
Thank you. I've only had that number for so damn long.
You be sweating fucking balls, dude.
Yeah, it's hard to talk into that.
I gotta imagine the first thing Iron Man invented was an air conditioning system for his suit. The first thing, that shit, you be sweating balls, man.
I know he got a mean ass HVAC system in that bad boy, just cool
Oh
air
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's good to have you back. If you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, by all means.
Yeah, what's going on, folks? My name is Exoskeleton, owner and creator of Red Designs. I am a graphic artist. I specialize in doing logos, designs for clothing brands. You have illustration book, anything like that. I do that. I do 3D modeling. I do 3D printing, as you can see. I do have my own clothing line that I'm working on, and a couple of other clothing lines. You can reach me as everything that this gentleman right here so carefully put it. I'll leave more information later on. I'm also a producer. I'm a hip hop artist. I am a photographer. I do videos. I am a poet. I write stories. I actually have a comic strip I'm working on. I'm still chiseling out the details for a
Damn.
comic book. I am
God
working
damn.
on an action figure line and a whole lot of
God,
shit.
fuck. This man is making action figures. God
And
damn.
yeah, I'm
Wow. I
actually
want a little Lost Boy. I want a little Lost Boy action figure. That'd be dope.
and my saying is there's nothing wrong with your brand. It just needs a touch of red.
Fuck yeah, dude. God damn. God damn. You fuck. I mean, you are one of the most, like, that to me is so impressive. Not just being able to do all those things, but do all of them well and split your attention and give equal, because you don't want to make a shitty rap because you're putting all your attention into making a good mask or a good flyer or whatever, right? Or a good beat, but you find a way to make all of them equally the same quality. You don't sacrifice quality for quantity at all.
No,
And
no.
that is fantastic. I don't know how you find the time or the will or the energy to do that, but I mean,
It's called ADHD.
yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah. I mean, I got fucking, I got ADHD out the ass, and this show, I think it does. I think you're right. It does help me, organize this show and organize my own writing and whatnot. But yeah, I mean,
Like my
that's just
mind is
so.
everywhere. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
it's hard for me to stick with one genre, one whatever I know how to do without incorporating something else. So for example, the comic strip I'm working on, it's going to get to a point where I start incorporating instrumentals or songs that I made or some shit like that. Or I'm starting to get into a little bit, not a whole fucking lot. Because the people that might see this, like, oh, you gonna start doing animation? No, nigga, I am tinkering with it here and there. I don't want to do it because it's a fucking lot. I did a 5-second clip, dude, and I felt like I worked on it for a whole hour, and all it did was just this. That's it. I
Yeah.
was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? No, that is time consuming. I don't have it in me. For small things like making the picture come to life, and I am working on augmented reality or AR. So incorporating AR into my artwork, making it animate, make something move around, something
That's
small.
really dope. See me like you obviously you see the flyers that I make, and it's as simple. It looks as simple as they pop the words pop up on screen in a different effect, and then their thing pops up on the screen. Sometimes it flips, sometimes it does a weird whatever. But this thing, and I just use CapCut. But here's the thing: is like each flyer, depending on whether I have incorporated their video into it, like Cage where he raps, or whether it's just the music thing, I have to make the timing of the music line up with everything. I have to pick out which effect I'm going to use and make. You can extend the time of like how long it takes to flash on screen, and it takes an hour to do each flyer for me, and that's just making a simple flyer. So I mean, I can only imagine that an actual animated, that's just for me that would be weeks of work.
It's a lot. How do I do this? Okay, is that it? Present. Is it present? It's present. Okay, that allowed me to share my picture. I had to remember how to do that part.
All right, word. I didn't actually. Yeah, so if you can figure out how to do it from your computer, that actually makes because there is a present button, but
Let's see. Boom. Okay, and there is this plus present. Oh, yep. Share screen, even better. And share screen.
this man's doing stuff on my show that I've never even fucked with. He's pressing buttons I've never even pressed, guys. So I don't know what's about to happen, but all right, we got another screen up here.
And let's
see, I'll click on it. There we go. Okay.
Up. Hold up. I think I did it wrong. Let's see.
It should work if you bring it over to another tab after you do that, I think.
Oh, let's see. Upload file. Oh shit, I can do this. Oh, how damn.
We need to figure out how to have Skedaddle do this stuff. It would be so much easier for Skedaddle to share her art pieces rather than sending them to me and having me freaking loading them on and everything. Skedaddle, if you're watching, we're gonna help you out next time. The present button.
Right. Because I gotta remember how to do. Definitely not about to do that. Window. Here we go. Boom. Can you see it?
All right. Let me click on that. All right. Boom. Yep. Word, dude. Fuck yeah.
So what you're looking at is a piece called The Final Boss. That is an original character created by the mind of my lady, Lady V, and illustrated by myself. The final boss is Okami. Okami in Japanese means wolf or the wolf. A lot of people that has met me or knows her has instantly referred to her as the wolf, which is wild. My mother has named her the wolf. So it's just like something that's automatic. So I decided to you know what? Let's just create a character. She could be the main villain, the main antagonist in any storyline that I come up with. And this is what I came up with.
Yo, that is fucking dope, bro. It's so unique in the fact maybe it's the haircut or the hair that is like so out there. But if there's whoa, wow, okay, cool. Zoom in on that shit. Fuck yeah. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of detail in that hair. There's a lot of detail in that hair. But
you can imagine how my fucking hand.
So yeah, that's what I was gonna ask is, was this done by hand? Was this done on a tablet with a stencil or
all of my artwork, I typically start off doing 2D. So I sketch it out in the drawing pad, take a picture with my phone, do it on my iPad, and then add it. So I use the iPad and I use Affinity Designer for my vector art, that was done on. I am incredibly anti AI art. I fucking hate AI art. So if you are AI artists out there, go fuck yourself. There we go.
Hashtag go fuck yourself.
Yeah, because I despise it, but whatever. But a lot of times whenever I do draw something, I get hit out of nowhere. I could see the wildest thing, and then it will inspire me to just draw. A lot of people try to make requests like, "Oh, can you draw my face? Oh, can you do something?" Number one, you gotta have some money in your pocket before you make a simple request. That's number one. Number two, I just can't oh, here's a picture for you. No, I have to literally, it has to hit me.
Brandon, call the Lost Boys accountant. We're getting a Lost Boys action figure. Call the accountant. Haven't
Yo,
read a
said
chapter.
hit the
We're getting
accountant
the
up.
Lost Boys action.
This man is on fire. He's about to. As a matter of fact, hold up, real quick. So now this is actually made by somebody else, but this is just like a preview of what I can do. So this is
Yo,
an
that's
action
fucking.
figure. I actually had him in a wrestling move and shit. I just had him pose, but so yeah,
That's
he's
dope.
doing
That's dope.
If anybody out there watch wrestling, he was getting ready. He was doing Cody Rhodes cross rolls finish, but
And so, I mean, real quick, I don't want to take attention away from this piece, but so when you design a 3D piece, right? You know that it's going to come out in layers. So is there something specifically you have to do to like change the way you draw to fit the dimensions of like, okay, how do I want this to print? Or
so when it comes to 3D modeling, for example, if I want to do your standard what is it? What is the standard action figure size? Like 12 inch or 12-foot action figure.
yeah,
All
12
I
inch.
do is
Yeah.
put in the real world dimensions inside of the 3D modeling. So I use Nomad Sculpt to do a lot of my sculpting work, and just put in the real world dimensions. Once I have everything set up and put it on my build plate, I just type everything in and just come right out. So
That's
really
so
not a
cool,
lot of
dude.
guesswork for
The
real.
world of 3D modeling, man, is just like it's so insane to me. I made when I was in school, I made a like little 3x4 cube that it came apart in 3 places and you can put it back together. It's just a tiny little puzzle, but like that took me like in class. I think we were working on it for like 2 months. It was a big project in class. Like,
Wow.
I mean, we were like middle school kids, and it was when it was when 3D printing was like, I would say this was around 2012, 2013. So
It was
like
new. It was still industrial.
I
at
had
that
just heard
time.
of it. Yeah, I had just heard of it, and it was old enough where they were putting it in school because it was part of my what was called tech ed class, which is like wood building. It's like wood shop mixed with like technology and shit. We did like we programmed Lego robots and shit like that.
Nice.
Yeah. It was a cool class, but I mean, just that's the only experience I've ever had with 3D printing, and it was just like such a task. Such a
Oh
task
no,
to get
it's and then advanced. You could do that. What you did, you could do that like in what 3 to 4 hours, depending on what printer you use. For real.
That's
So
dope. That's dope. That's really cool. That's really cool. But anyway, yeah, no, this artist, dude, it's fucking. I love the video game vibes for sure. Like
Thank
if I was walking right, I just killed a bunch of guys. I fucking leveled up, got my gear, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm set. The next boss is probably gonna be. I open the fucking doors, and this motherfucker just steps out with a fucking
out of nowhere.
with a 7-foot machete. Or not a machete, a katana, 7-foot fucking katana.
Yeah,
And
it's crazy.
and
That's
just
what that,
and
that's
just
the
ba-
weapon
and
choice
just
too.
bows at me.
That's
I'm
the
just
weapon choice too.
I might shut the fucking game off. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's about to take me to town. I'm about to
Let me show this second piece. I don't want to take up too much time.
Ooh, all right, we got some words here.
Power,
We got a statement.
control, chaos.
Feels like a statement. It feels like a mantra. Tell us
So
about it.
if you look at it, you see the hand. Let me zoom in close. So you see the hand, you see the gold strings, but the hand is coming out of a cell phone. So
Oh
power,
shit.
yeah. So power, control, chaos. This little thing right here, power, it controls, and it is chaotic. It is very toxic.
God
Power,
damn, dude.
control, chaos. This has the power to generate money. This has the power to take money. You can control money. You control people's lives. You can control
Mhm.
anything in this world, and it is chaotic. It's caused chaos. It creates chaos. This is chaos. In the right hands, it could do the wrong things. Power, control, chaos.
God damn, bro. And I love how it has almost a you ever see this movie Eddie Murphy with Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion?
Yes.
It has a very Haunted Mansion vibe to it. Just the color scheme you used. Is particularly the faded almost teal green at the bottom where it's the portal is opening up coming out of the phone.
Yeah.
And but it is also like the first thing that like struck me was like um Frankenstein, the female version of Frankenstein. It just looks like
Oh, Bride of
she has this
Frankenstein.
Bride of Frankenstein. Yeah, it looks like it just that's the vibe it gave me, was just like a dead like zombie monster hand reaching up to grab you.
You
And
want
like
to hear
that's really
something funny? So that hand, that is my hand. That
oh
is my
shit.
hand. Yeah, I took a picture. That's my hand, and that's my phone.
Dude, you're fucking man. Create that everything from concept to color scheme to the way you conceptualized it and then worked your own hand into like that. Man, that is just so artistic. Like,
Thank
and
you.
it is a fucking concept piece. And right there, honestly, it's almost a poem in and of itself, because a poem can be any amount of words, right? I've heard poems, a haiku only,
I'm about to say
a haiku,
haiku. Yeah,
right? So power, control, chaos.
yeah.
Simply, those words speak so much on their own. They
Mhm.
can say so much just with that. And then you have this picked in the in the back, you have that in the foreground, and in the background you have this concept art of the phone. And wow, dude, that is amazing. Brandon's saying that's amazing.
Thank you. I
Yo,
appreciate it.
fantastic, bro. I mean, I feel like there's a piece to be written where that could be like a cover art for it. Like this concept. I actually can just think of so many concepts that like just that looking at that just inspires so much for me. Like that
Oh,
is such a
wait until you see the I'm gonna take this off, but the next two, last two, oh boy,
hell yeah,
oh
man.
boy, those last two. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna save. It's one of them. I'm gonna definitely save for last, but the last two, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait
Hell
until
yeah, man. All
until
right,
I come back. But those they going to, oh boy, yeah.
let's see what these artists thought of you. My man Caleb. Everybody remember to mute your mics when you're not talking. I will do the same right now.
All right, bro. So look, the Power Control Chaos, that is like an album cover in itself. All right, like that could cover a whole album. And like, if I want to know, because you also said you record music and beats. I think I've asked you this before, but how much do I have to pay per hour to get my music and a beat on? How much would you be able to do for that?
So unfortunately, right now, music is not an option for me. It's not an issue. Like I've been drawing. I've been. It's like as fast as I would like decide. Like, all right, let me get into some music. Let me make a beat. I'll get a designer pop up. Oh shit, let me do this. Or I'll get a client who actually hit me. Like, hey, I love that design. What else can we do with it? So I'm sorry. I wholeheartedly apologize, sir. But it's just I'm not in it. I don't feel it no more. And it's fucked up because I legit have one whole EP ready to go. Verses, beats, everything is done. I just need a booth, probably an hour or two, and I can have the whole thing done. I got the album, I got the cover art, I got the first treatment for the music video. I have the whole rollout, but I'm over here working on 100 mask order. Like, I don't have the time no more to do music. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Nah,
Alright.
that's cool, man. I mean, you know, like you were saying, like you got so much on your fucking plate, and we were just talking about finding a way to balance that. And you know,
Yeah.
sometimes finding a way to balance it is just simply telling people, "I'm sorry, I'm focusing on something else right now." You know, and yeah,
I'm so sorry.
but nah, man, don't apologize, don't apologize. But yeah, that's the thing about being having your hands in all those fucking different candy dishes is you gotta sometimes choose which one. You can't stuff them all in your mouth at once, you know. You gotta right. But all right, Tasanya, what'd you think of this man's pieces?
Am I unmuted? Okay. So the first thing like I really want to say is your energy in general is amazing. I love your energy. You have
Thank you. I
just
appreciate it.
amazing, beautiful energy.
Oh wow.
The very first piece that you showed us, it's the wolf you said, right?
Yes.
It's very, very mystical to me. Like I really want to write a piece to go with that piece.
Oh wow. That I will be honored for real. Like that'd
Yeah,
be
I
dope.
want to
Thank you.
write a piece to go with that piece. Yeah,
Thank.
and then your power control chaos. It's so true because cell phones are they're hell. They really are. The kids are horribly addicted to these cell phones. I mean, you got kids out there killing people over a cell phone, and it makes no sense. Kids out there killing their parents over video games. It's absolutely
Yeah.
crazy. And with your mind, there's nothing you can't do. Nothing.
Wow. Oh yeah. Oh.
And
Oh.
then you said you have your clothing design too.
Yes. So
That's what
um.
I want to do fashion design.
So I made
I
this. As a
like
matter
that.
of fact, power control chaos. So I made the shirt.
Yeah.
So
And
um
do you do it with the Cricut or screen printing? What do you do?
so this is me experimenting with DTF. I think this is definitely going to be the route I'm gonna go. But I do have I have a silhouette. That's what I do a lot of my
Okay.
decks.
Yeah.
So like this, it don't look like it, but this is vinyl. So
Uh huh.
but yeah, I that number one. Well, before I forget, my friend, I want to know if she's still on here. Her name is Polish Shakespeare. She said she would love a reading from you. I don't know if she's still on,
Yes.
but
She will have to reach out to me on Facebook.
okay, Roger that. But no, thank you for saying that. This has been some very challenging weeks for me. Like mentally, I've really been in my head. So to hear that I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is awesome.
Hell yeah, yo! I love the networking. I love all the fucking support from you guys. Sorry about my distracted attention. We got a guest here. This is actually going to be our next guest of the night and our first musical guest ever on Lost Boys. But give us one moment because we are setting up my boy Raph here. He's incredibly talented, super talented with the guitar, super talented singer. Right now, he's borrowing a somewhat shitty electric guitar that I have. Yeah, he's got 5 strings, but he tuned it, and he's gonna do a cover for us tonight. A cover of what song? Where it ends. Okay, so here's how this is gonna work. I'm gonna shut my mic off and then turn yours on. Your mic is now on. Go ahead and speak.
Go for it.
Can you guys hear him okay?
Yeah, go ahead and turn that fucking mic on. Y'all hear me all right?
Yep.
Gucci then. There we go. If this is where it ends, and I've been down a few rough roads and I'm trying to land. If this is where it ends, and I'm breaking down. You were lying when you said you were trying to work things out, but now I'm broken down. Went to battle for your own ways, fall for you on your worst days, but then you tell me that you don't love me no more. You're the last thing that I thought I'd lose. All I ever wanted was to be loved by you. I let you back in and I gave you a second chance. And like a jet plane on a clear blue sky, the sun came shining down on all the lies. I got too much pride to let that happen again. So this is where it ends. I had to bury all your memories and see what everybody sees. A red flag that I should have walked out that door. Went to battle for you always, fought for you on your worst days, and then you tell me that you don't love me no more. You're the last thing that I thought I'd lose. All I ever wanted was to be loved by you. I let you back in and I gave you a second chance. And like a jet plane on a clear blue sky, sun came shining down on all your lies. I got too much pride to let that happen again. So this is where it ends. Yeah. This is where it You're the best thing that ever happened to me. You showed me what true love shouldn't be. I found myself the second I gave up on love. And you're the last thing that I thought I'd do. All I ever wanted was to be loved by you. I let you back in and I gave you a second chance. Like a jet plane on a clear blue sky, the sun came shining down on all your lies. I got too much pride to let that happen again. So this is where it ends. All I got, guys.
God
God.
damn, yeah, dude, fuck yeah.
Let's turn that shit back off.
Is there anywhere people can follow you? You want people to follow you or anything like that?
Not really, not for music. Not yet, but we'll be working on it.
All right, man. Well, keep us updated. We hope to have you back on the show. That was Rap, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic singer, fantastic fucking guitarist. Give it up for him. Can I get some fire emojis in the comments, please? And let's see what these other artists thought about this man. XL, what you think, man?
That boy sound like a young John Mayer. Goddamn. I was sitting up this bitch vibe. I was like, wait a minute, time out. I ain't got nothing to spark real quick. This is bullshit, but I swear I'm enjoying yo. Listen here, home. I'm pretty sure you know already, yo, but I'll go ahead and say it for you anyway. You know you dope as shit, right? That was good. That was fucking good, yo. That was good. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Give up the snaps. You did good, man.
Yeah, my man Caleb.
That was pleasant. I appreciate you.
What do you think?
are you like you're already not famous? That's not possible. You need to really like.
Yeah, yo, that's actually impossible that this man ain't got a whole crowd of him right now. Bullshit.
Okay.
Oh shit! Sorry.
What's going on?
I feel like I should already have him on my Pandora playlist. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I appreciate
man.
you,
Give it up
dude.
for him. Jasanya, what do you think?
Sorry about that. I very much agree. Like, I don't understand how you don't have music out already. Because I could just sit there and listen to you. You have like this coffee house vibe, like, you know, chilling with a good cup of coffee. Your voice is great.
Hell yeah, yo. Thanks for coming on, man. I really fucking appreciate it. It's fucking great having you here. And we hope to have you back on again soon, bro. Thanks for chilling out. And I hope you enjoy. Yeah. This man's got an amazing bass guitar that he's got tuned to like a special. I wanted you to talk about that though. You have your guitar and you tune it to a special frequency.
Cellular level, it can actually like heal you. Do some fucking research on it and shit. And
it's true, man.
Yeah.
I feel this vibe every time you play on every time you play in general, but when you play on that guitar in particular, like it just resonates with me on like the vibration of it resonates with me on a spiritual level.
yeah.
But yeah, next time, guys, we'll have his special guitar on here to do a special frequency. It's just a really special experience. So yeah, give it up for him. Thank you for coming on the show. Hell yeah, man.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you guys.
All right, guys. It is the midway point of the show. And as I said, there's going to be a question of the week each week. Am I on? Am I? Oh. I had his mic turned on. All right. There's going to be a question of the week each week. This week, the question is, tell us about the last time you had an experience with writer's block or a creative, some kind of creative struggle where you were struggling with inspiration, and how did you overcome that? What are some tools that you use when you're in that position? And I want to hear from my man Caleb first.
Oh, wait a minute. I wasn't ready for it. All right. Okay. All right.
So when was the last time you had a creative block, and what are some tools that you used to get out of it?
Well, I'm a special. I haven't had writer's block since I was 16 years old, but I can tell you about that one, okay? Because I didn't write music at first. I wrote poetry, okay? And I had writer's block then because I felt like I'd said everything that I could say. So how I overcame it was I just looked up tight beats on YouTube, and I would just sit there and listen to them, and I'd write to those. And then as I was writing, I started like looping a lot of my stuff into the music. So I was like, well, what if I stretch this out? And then what if I put this here? And then and then I started, it was like alchemy kind of. So I just started saying thoughts and reiterating them. And sometimes they could be boring, but I found a way to make it to where I can use a concept from a piece that I've already written and make an entirely new piece out of that concept. And then continue like an epic, like the Homer, the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of, and since I was 16, I haven't really had an experience with writer's block. I would just move on to the next piece that I have not finished. I have so many drafts. I used to have an archive of like 300 music, but I burned it in fire.
God damn, bro. Endless fucking well. I love that approach to it. You know, where you're not ever stuck. You're just looking for the next thing. I like that mindset. That's a good mindset to have. Especially for writer's block, you know, and just not ever having writer's block. You know, you always just I'm not lost. I'm just misplaced. I'm looking for a place to park. You know, my mom always used to tell me, I'd be like, "Are we there yet?" She'd be like, "Yeah, we're just looking for a place to park." And so, you know, artistically, you're, you know, yeah, you might be driving around, but you're not lost. You're just taking a stroll. You're taking the scenic route, you know. And I like that approach to it. I really do. I really like that approach to it. So I guess what I do, or one of the things, is I try to kind of get inspiration from other artists that I listen to. Most recently, and I know we got an hour and a half in before I started talking about him, but I am going to mention Eminem because it happens. I don't know. Just like Ono always mentions Taylor Swift, I'm always going to find a way to bring up Eminem. But with his new album, it not only made me more excited to listen to Eminem than I have been since I was 12 or 13 years old. Just artistically, what he's doing with it is just amazing. But it gave me inspiration more than ever. When I heard that album, I was like, yo, like it just wanted me to I just wanted to get back in the lab. I want to start recording shit. I want to start writing shit. Like, so when an artist that I love puts out a new piece, whether it be a song or a whole album or whatever, I really draw off that and like, okay, and just use their, creative energy to inspire myself, and create shit. And, with his new album where he has the death of Slim Shady, and it's kind of a fight between him and his inner demon, and you can hear Shady's voice and his voice. Well, I was like, well, I do something similar to that where with it Speaking of Demons. So let me revisit Speaking of Demons and write a part 2. And so, but that, I mean, maybe eventually I would have written part 2 anyway, but him putting out, this new Slim Shady, Death of Slim Shady album really inspired me to like get back into the, Speaking of Demons part 2 and shit. Peace out, Raph. He's got a jet out for the night, but thank you for coming, man. Have a good one, bro. But yeah, man, I use other artists, whether it be not just Eminem or MGK or Jelly Roll or whatever, whoever I listen to. Man, I wish some of my favorite rock bands would put out music, but that's another story. You guys, every time I hear a new piece by you guys inspire me to write something new and to try different things with my words and to keep pushing myself. And yeah, I use other artists really to feed off their creation. And that's part of why I do this show, is us all feeding off of each other and each of our own creativity. But that is our answers. To Sonia, what do you do when you are in a spot like that?
I don't get a lot of creative blocks because I'm naturally creative. My biggest problem is figuring out what to work on at a time, not having 30 different projects at one time. That's my biggest problem. And then when I am working on something, if I'm not, with artists, I think we struggle if we're not out there in the real world making money doing this, then we feel like we're not doing nothing.
Right.
And that is my biggest problem, is feeling like I'm not doing anything.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, that's part of why I do this show, is so that at least every week I can say that I did something creatively, something to reach out to other people, something to follow my passion, which is reaching out to people through artwork and having other people, connect with me and connect with each other. That is my dream. That is my passion. And so I work towards that every week by at least putting out this episode. I sit my ass in this chair every fucking week and I make sure that I'm here for you guys. And like, that's really it too, is like the consistency. You got to be consistent. You got to be so like, I'm going to do something. I'm going to force myself to do something for nothing else, just to make myself feel like I did something. I accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's not, like I said, if it's not painting, if it's not poetry or something, I'm working on something every day. I make jewelry. I do random stuff. But then like I said, my problem is I feel like I'm not doing enough to contribute,
I have that same
That's
problem,
my biggest problem.
I've been given, and I'll be completely honest with you guys, full front, like I have been super, I had so much anxiety about trying to give you guys deep cuts episodes and trying to give you guys that I promised those, and I've promised Lost in the Woods episodes, and I've promised merch, like sweatshirts and t-shirts and stuff like that, and I've promised recorded stuff by me, such as the Speaking to Demons track, which I have the artwork for already made. I put this artwork out a few weeks ago, and you guys are still waiting for the track. And all of these things, I promise you guys, I am working on. But it's also the perfectionist in me. I want these things to be perfect, and I want to put them out at the quality that they should be at. But it's also finding a way to like do all of them at once, And I'll be honest with you, it does give me a lot of anxiety. Like, oh fuck, people have been waiting for fucking t-shirts for almost a year now. Like, I got to get on it. But at the end of the day, it's like EXO, was talking about. It's about focusing your energy on you being like, okay, I'm deciding this is most important right now. I'm going to focus my attention on that and give it my all, so that it doesn't lack in quality, And yeah, that's hard for me. Is finding a way to fit everything in and give it the quality and the attention and the the work ethic that it deserves,
Especially if
Absolutely.
you're putting your work out there for other people.
Right. Oh yeah. Man, but I'll tell you what, like, I asked this question because I recently went into a creative slump, and well, not really a creative slump. I was just trying to figure out, like I was talking with Caleb, what my next direction was, what I wanted to do creatively, what I want to start working on. If like out of the things I named, my focus after I get done with this episode, or right for the next 7 days till the next episode, my focus is going to be trying to work on. I'm decided I'm going to try to work on the Speaking of Demons piece, because there's something really creative. I don't want to spoil it, but there's something really creative I want to do vocally and with the recording process and with layering different sounds. But it's going to take some time, and I want it to sound good. So I've decided that I'm going to, put my energy into that. But like you said, it's about picking the thing that means the most at that particular moment and focusing your energy on it, and then, dividing your attention accordingly. And that doesn't mean my show is going to lose quality. That doesn't mean anything. But I decided, like, besides the show's the main thing, right? The show gets done no matter what. But then out of these extra things, which one do I want to focus on? And like I said, that album that M just put out, it just inspired me to. I want to get back in the booth and start, recording and doing stuff like that again. So that is the next venture. But yeah, that's why I asked this question, is because I was recently in a point where was trying to figure out what direction I'm going to go in creatively. Yeah, I mean, I guess everybody else talked a little bit about what they're working on. I'm working on an album right now. It is a mixture of spoken word and rap, depending on how many beats I can secure for the songs, and whatnot. But it's a mixture of spoken word and rap, and it is called Evolve. But evolve is a triple entendre. It is the word evolve, and then evil, love, evil, backwards, both ways. And it's gonna have tracks like the one you just heard at the beginning of this episode. It's gonna have Speaking to Demons. It's gonna have my darker, more introspective rap / spoken word pieces on it, and it's going to be anywhere between 10 and 20 tracks. And then there's also going to be a written manuscript to go along with it. So that is what I'm working on right now. But yeah, thank you for
You'll get there.
Thank you. And I love how you guys both gave different perspectives and different answers and that's kind of what I was looking like when I thought of this new concept for the show. Like, okay, I'm going to ask these people a question a week. I was hoping that they wouldn't all give the same answer, and I was hoping we would get different takes. And that's really cool how you guys have had different takes and different, ways that, you can battle that. So thank you. That's really cool.
You're welcome.
I want to see what EXO has to say. My man, what do you do when you're in a creative funk?
So whenever I'm in a creative funk, I normally would just sit back. I either play the game, read a comic book, listen to a lot of music. Look at like a kung fu movie, something that ends in line with not only my interests but my type of art style. Especially when it comes to music, I'll listen to a lot of Wu. Side note, that Death of Slim Shady is fucking Chef Kiss.
Yes.
I love that fucking album. Like the concept behind it is magnificent, and like that's one of those things you have to be a fan in order to really appreciate it. Not only that, like his whole rollout with this shit, the match, like I never seen Eminem promote this heavy. I'm like, yo, this album gotta be dope. And yeah,
I just saw a video. He's got people in different countries climbing the side of the building in the Rap Boy costume that he was climbing the side of the building in the video. He's got people he paid trained professionals to climb the sides of buildings dressed as Rap Boy, and then a big banner of his album comes down. It's on the Big Ben in London. It's on the San Francisco Bridge. Yeah,
he got a partnership with White Castle. Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy,
it's
but
dope.
It's a dope album. Like between his album and Killer Mike's album, I can't put the shit down. I just let both of them blast. I play one, then I play the next one. Like it doesn't matter to me. They're both good,
yeah,
but that's basically what I do. Like because I know how to do different things. When I put one down, I end up picking the other one up. So it was one point in my life where from I want to say 2000. I want to say from 2002 all the way up until actually probably pretty recently to like 2019. It was strict. No, I'm lying. From 2002 all the way to 2014 was strictly music. That's all I did. Of course, I still did my art on the side, airbrushing, being an apprentice, working on building rig designs, but it had different iterations. Like I was still doing that, but I was mainly music heavy. Popping up on the TV show like every other month or every week. Music playing all across seas and shit, opening up for like Capadonna, Onyx, Method Man, Redman, like all kinds of shit. That was my life from 2002 all the way to 2013. And next thing, my art just started coming in because I just kept saying, even though I was doing the music, I just kept telling myself like, yo, I really need to get back into my art because my art is actually my first love.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off.
No,
Did you just say you've opened for Onyx and Method Man?
So I performed with a group called The Guild. We opened up for Onyx one year, and then the year after that, we opened up for Method Man, Redman, and Red Gold.
Yo, you fucking opened for Red and Meth, bro?
Yeah.
God damn, yo. Now I'm like a super fan. Now
no. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's dope.
Don't do that.
I mean, it
was a dope moment in time. Shit. Me and my brothers, we opened up for Capadonna from the Woo, like one of the originals and shit. We opened up for him and shit. So
legends. Yeah. You literally opened up for legends. So man, these people, I mean, there wouldn't be an Eminem without the Wu-Tang. He has stated they are one of the people, especially Red and Meth, especially Redman and Method Man. They're one of the people who like fundamentally helped him create his style as a lyricist.
Yeah.
They were one of the first fucking, you could argue, like boom bap, like lyrical miracle boom bap fucking type shit. Like, oh man, the Wu-Tang is just legendary. And Redman is like kind of a Wu-Tang
Yeah, he's
member,
definitely the unofficial
not,
member of the Wu for
right.
real. Like, he definitely is. But real quick though, one thing I would like to say to you in regards to having writer's block and having a shitload of projects and not completing them. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm a perfectionist. Like shit. I swear, if it doesn't look good, nobody's going to see it. If it doesn't sound right, nobody's going to see it. But I learned a long time ago, by me doing that, I never knew exactly what to calibrate. I'm being perfect, but why am I being perfect? What is it that I'm trying to be perfect at or for? What is the reason I'm doing all of that? What's the cause? About time I figured that shit out, y'all, I done missed on opportunities by not sharing, not posting, not randomly. I might see a comment that might rub me the wrong way, but maybe that's something I do need to pay attention to. Life is a double-edged sword. That's when you develop thick skin. You never forget that shit. Okay?
God damn,
because
yo.
no matter which way you're going to get sliced, you're going to get sliced. But if you develop this skin, it's not going to hurt as much. It's not going to hurt at all. I learned that a long time ago. And that's why somebody might say, like, yo, I like this, but do that. As an artist, you don't want nobody telling you how to do your shit. But you always be ready to learn. Always be ready to receive. I don't know it all. I know how to do a lot of shit, but I don't know it all. I'll listen to a person. They might know some shit I don't know. So I'm saying that to say this. Don't be afraid of the dope shit that you have. You're not robbing the people that's waiting. You're robbing yourself in the end because you're just stocking. If you look out in the graveyard, there's a lot of dead bodies. But all of those dead bodies are talents that the world has never got a chance to see.
Fuck, man. That's, yo, I've never heard it spoken that poetically or that fucking perfectly. I mean, I think about that every day. I think about how many like lost potentials there are and how many people, if they had just put themselves into the light and just trusted themselves a little more and trusted themselves to adapt and overcome, and how many more amazing talents we could have seen. I mean, we're talking about Eminem, the dice roll on him, 1 in a fucking million. 1 in a fucking million. Do you know how many white kids or even black kids or whatever grow up in his exact same situation that just ended up, I mean, he got famous and he still ended up almost becoming an addict and overdosing. He did become an addict, and a lot of great talents just end up overdosing on heroin on the street. He was, I shouldn't say lucky, but lucky enough to become a fucking basically, I mean, he was popping Percocet and morphine, basically a heroin addict, but he got at, like, he recovered, and I mean, well, I think he just got his 16th chip.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for his art, if it wasn't for rap, he would have just been another, fucking heroin junkie or kill. I mean, he tried it. In 1996, he tried to kill himself after the album Infinite flopped. Before Dre found him, the album, his daughter had just been born. He was struggling to take care of her. The album Infinite dropped. It flopped, and he attempted suicide and failed. And man, if he hadn't, think about the chances of him not failing that. He has a verse where he wrote, it's that airplanes, can we pretend that airplanes?
I love that shit.
Yeah.
And he talked about him doing the rap Olympics and shit.
Right. And he said,
yeah,
what if I hadn't What if Marshall never woke up to his alarm and he missed his flight and never made it to the rap Olympics, right? Jimmy Iovine would never have gotten his fucking tape. Dre would never have found him. The world would never have had Eminem. I might not be rapping. Lost Boys might not fucking exist. You know what I mean? Like that's and the snowball effect of like the inspiration that people can have on you and all the tiny little things that need to come together to create greatness. And but it's really astonishing. Like to me, every time I create a piece, I'm like, there are so many little dominoes that had to be tipped over for me to get to this fucking point right here.
Mhm.
You know, everything from, you know, my boy Caleb, you know, giving me some advice about cadence and slowing my words down, to Eminem releasing a new album. Every little tiny piece has led up to this point, and we just as artists take from, you know, we take that, you know, like I was saying, we take from our favorite artists and we piece our own style together. And I guess you know, none of us would be without the other. We're kind of a connecting chain, you know.
So I'm gonna leave you with this, and then you go on to the next artist. Do you know what an iron ore is?
Say that again.
The iron ore.
The iron or on. I feel like I've heard the. I feel like I've heard
If
the
you
term,
don't,
but
it's perfectly fine.
go ahead and explain it.
So the iron ore or iron, it's a small little rock that most blacksmiths recover. They use that to create swords. Now you
Oh, okay.
understand.
Okay.
You seen sword? I have like 7. I could pull one out right damn now.
Yeah. What actually? Yeah. What steel
So
actually comes from? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So in Okinawa, there's a whole process of making the sword. You take it, you put it in the fire, you bend it, you bang on it, you know, put it back in the fire, put it in water, bend it out of shape. It's just the process repeats itself until it's created into a thing of art and a thing of beauty, but it's also deadly. You, my friend, are in the stages of the iron ore. You're being molded into a weapon for good or for evil. It doesn't matter. But this is the process that you have to go through. In order to be great and good, you have to go through the fire. The process is repeated. It's grueling. It hurts. It's painful. It gets hot at times. It gets wet at times. It gets cold at times. But in the end, ultimately, you're being shaped for something far more greater than what you ever imagined. You just have to keep going and hold on. Okay?
God damn, man. Yo, when I bring you on the show, man, I don't even feel like the host anymore. I'm just like, yo, like, just shut up and let this man talk, because you just got so much fucking wisdom to share, and you are so well articulated. You say it so well, and in you know, I like, we both have ADHD, but you're much better at congealing your points into a cohesive thought. And so every time you're on here, man, I'm just like, shut up and let the man speak, because you just speak Bibles of fucking truth every fucking time, man. It's so great having you on.
Man,
And yeah,
I feel happy being on. I'm the middle of 5. I kind of have to, for real, because I have a lot of cards stacked against me. So my favorite character, my all-time favorite character, I don't give a fuck what goes on, what happens in the world, will always be Magneto. I read a lot of comic books and I read a lot of his dialogue. And I feel like I pride myself on having a huge vocabulary, hopefully anyway, and due in part to reading these silly things that a lot of people will frown upon, look down, or call the people a geek, and that is comic book. My vocabulary, the way how I perceive life, the way how I could break things down and probably empathize with somebody, sympathize with another person, is because of fucking comic books. That's how I am able to connect with life. Apparently, it freaking works. That
I
and
very
weed,
much relate to that.
and weed, and being a little high. Yeah, yes.
I
That's
got
what
about
that's what started when it
I
was
got about
harmful.
7 superhero posters on my wall right now. And when you walk into my room, it just literally looks like a comic strip on my wall. I mean, I got Superman, I got Batman, I got Spider-Man, I got Hulk, I got all the Avengers. I got and everybody I could find. Every time I find a new art piece, I find some way to or a superhero art piece or whatever. Because I get these canvases that are like,
Wall
you know,
scrolls and shit.
yeah, I get these canvases and shit. And but to me, they're not just artwork for my room, right? Like I have this canvas of Batman. He represents overcoming my fears. Using my fear to my advantage and overcoming my fears. He dresses up as his worst fear to strike fear in those who deserve it and those right. And he has overcame, and it's not just the fear of bats. It's the
I don't mean
fear.
to be that guy, but we kind of gotta keep this thing going. This 11:01, and I do have to get up in the morning.
I got you, man. All right. Let's get to our next guest. But yeah, man, I super relate to you on the comic book shit. I've always been real in touch with that shit. All right, let's bring Tasanya back up for a second piece. What you got for us?
This one is called Room for Rent.
All right, cool. I will room for rent.
Room for Rent.
All right, I'll drop
Oh,
myself
I'm
out
sorry.
of
No,
here.
no, 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 no. It's called Rent by the Hour. I'm so
Rent
sorry.
by the hour. Okay, cool. That is the title I had up here, and I wasn't sure if you had changed it, but awesome. All right, cool. Rent by the
I'm
hour.
sorry.
Let me get myself out of here and let you get to it.
Okay. Rent by the Hour. 3 a.m. A knock at the door. No need in asking who it is. A revolving a revolving door of the same faces, young, old, older. The older ones are the worst. You can tell they've been doing this for the longest. They have preferences that are frightening to say the least. The younger ones, some of them, this is their first time. Wonder how they got here. Were they forced? Who knows how their story started? Maybe just like mine. No dad around, and a mom that couldn't find her way so that I would eventually find mine. I wonder where their wives think they are. I see the rings, the rings that they don't bother to hide. Do they have kids? Will sons grow up to be like their fathers? In the end, it's not my business. This will never be my business. I've seen too much for just 10 years old. I'm sorry, I've seen too much life for just 10 years old. Some men cry, others scream, others, the older ones, they're just plain mean. They don't touch me, but the looks they give are somehow worse. It's almost a physical thing, like walking through a spider's web, the crawling feeling, their eyes like the jaguar we're learning about at school. I pray I don't become the prey. I hope God hears me. I keep praying for Mama, for her to be okay, for her to be free, to be happy. I'm still waiting. This little house is her prison, the room, the bars that trap her. Sorry. The room, the bars that trap her hope, a bed that is rarely used for sleep, worn down to no more than a thin mattress, rough sheets. My mic died, or my earbuds died. Just a second. Okay, sorry about that. I'm having
technical difficulties. I could still hear you until a minute ago. And then you froze.
Okay, I'm sorry. I hope I'm still here.
No, now I can still. Yeah, now no, you're back. You're back. I can hear you. Did you want to finish your piece,
Okay.
or was that?
Um, rough sheets. No one seems to mind. Besides, it's only by the hour. And the words that are spewing from the man's mouth right now tell me he doesn't care at all. I don't know why Mama lets him talk to her that way. I want to scream at him. I want to tell him my mama isn't what he says she is. But I know better than to go in there, in that room. I did once. I was scared. Mama was screaming. The light was on. I busted through the door to see a big man raise his hand, fist clenched. He hit Mama right in the face. Blood poured from her eye. She looked at me and I was terrified. I had never seen her look so broken. She saw me and screamed louder than I'd ever heard her scream before. She screamed for me to get out. After that, I never went back in. I prayed so hard that night for Mama to be okay, and every day after. She's still here, so I guess that says something. I wish I was bigger, stronger. Voices get louder, more mean, a slap, a cry, a bottle breaks. I'm counting the minutes. He's been here at least 45, 15 more left. I use them to pray. God help my mama. God heal my mama. God heal me. God keep me safe. God please, please, no more bad men. God, can you hear me? The front door shuts. I hear mama's dizzy footsteps, her quiet cry. The hour is up. Until the next. The end.
Oh man, that was heartbreaking. That had so much soul and just.
Hold on, Dylan. I cannot hear you.
You can't hear me? Can anyone else? Can Brandon? Can you hear me? Brandon? Yes. Okay. Can you, Sonia? Can you hear me yet? Can you hear me now? Hello. Can you hear
Okay,
me
y'all
now?
probably can't hear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Damn.
I can't hear you at all. And it's probably my phone.
Yeah, that's on your end. Shit.
What was that?
All right, can you hear me now?
Mm-mm.
Fuck. These fucking technology gods, they just don't like us.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with my phone.
Can you disconnect from your headphones and see, does it work on just your phone?
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can yeah, I don't know what's going on. Shit. All right. Well, I'm going to have you try to figure out your mic situation. And I'm
Okay.
just going to have, can you hear me?
I don't know what happened.
Okay. Uh, all right. I'm going to see if she can. Hold on. What about now? Fuck.
I might have to drop out of it because I cannot hear you.
Okay. All right. So let's have her drop out and she'll come back and see if that works. But man, that was so heartbreaking and so soulful and I think the thing I love the most about it is how it was from the perspective of a 10-year-old watching this abuse and this brutality go on, and just she really went into the feelings of how that felt, and the trauma that it can cause, and how it can haunt you and shape the person that you are, how our parents behave, whether there's some abusive situation going on, or just the occasional argument, or whatever the problem is, or non-problem. We tend to take on a lot of the attributes of our parents, and learn from the environment that we're in. And I think she did a great job at just conveying how much a toxic environment can hurt you and scar you, especially at such a young age. Um, Incredibly written, incredibly. I mean, it was almost a story. It was. Can you hear me, Tasanya?
Yes.
All right. I was just saying that your piece is fantastic, and um, I was saying that I love how it's written, from the perspective of a 10-year-old, and just how it outlines how such a, the toxic environments that we're in can really mold and shape us, and have lasting traumatic effects on us, and change how we view things as a person. And I love how you showed that through the lens of the 10-year-old child viewing such, toxic is such a toxic environment, and the abuse. And I mean, just again, your imagery, the way you paint pictures, everything from, I mean, I could see the look in the mom's eyes to just I mean, everything. You really created this environment. You really made me feel like I was there standing next to the kid, or I was the kid, like, watching this. You did so great with that. It felt like a story, and
Thank you.
just fantastically written, fantastically written. I'm gonna bring these
Thank
guys
you.
up and see what they thought. My man XO, what'd you think?
I was a little worried. I ain't going. I got kind of concerned. Yo. I was like, wait, time out. Like, do we need to have a come to Jesus meeting? Like, who did it? Like, I already said that I own swords. If we need to take the revenge, I ain't got no problem with that, because it sounds like a goddamn. That was. I look. I hope you okay. Shit, it's bad.
Break out the fucking yellow jumpsuit. Let's go Kill Bill on them.
Oh no, I gotta wear all black on. I don't need nobody to see me when I sneak up
all
on
black.
them.
Fuck
Yeah, look, Uma Thurman can pull that shit off. I'm not Uma Thurman. I have no grace. That's no finesse.
Oh,
None.
shit.
But no, seriously though, all shit aside, that was real. That was real good. That was a good one.
Thank you.
I as much as my damn heartstrings was being pulled, it was good. And that to have the ability to convey that human emotion through poetry, that's a talent.
Thank you.
You're
welcome. Cage, what do you think, man?
So, like, you could write a book off of that story, right? Like, I don't know, that was some. If I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of relatable because I had a dad that wasn't the greatest. But read a book about that story that you just read there. That was really good. It was definitely something that not a lot of people could really feel or connect to, but a certain situation, it just happens that way. And good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. My girlfriend's favorite book, and she reads very few books, just because, like, she has a hard time, like, finding a book that's, like, she's really into, that really draws her in. But her favorite book is The Glass Castle. And I bought it for her on Audible, and you know it. I bought it for her on Caleb knows it. I bought it for her on Audible, and I bought her the physical book for her birthday a couple years ago. And it is written from the perspective of a child, and it is literally just a memoir. It's this woman's life, and how she grew up, and just the experiences she had, and how it shaped her. And my girlfriend really relates to a lot of the stuff in that in story, and I've read it myself, and I quite a bit of it as well. And that piece you just did, it had the same vibe as the Glass Castle. I encourage you to go check it out. It very, very, very along the same vein of that. It's it's just her story, as a child and the things she experienced, everything from moving and her parents. It just you have to read it to really get the scope of it. But yeah, it felt like that to me, and that's a compliment. So
Thank you.
I'm glad somebody knows that fucking book. Hell yeah, man. I was not you were the last one I was expecting to get that reference. Hell yeah, dude.
I'll have to
All
read
right.
it.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. In the interest of time, guys, I am going to have EXO go first. Because he said he's on a time crunch. He's going to show us his
The
pieces,
last two.
2 pieces here. And then we'll get him up out of here.
Yeah, I don't mean to. I hate that part, but
No, you're good. You're good, man. I feel you.
let's see. That was definitely a good ass story. Good lord. So can you see it?
Got it.
Well,
Yo. All right. So before you say anything, first thing that I notice is the hand right at the top, right? The hand is colored the exact same as your other piece.
mhm.
And so I love, like I was saying earlier with Caleb, how I love how he takes he was saying how all of his shit's connected, like the Odyssey and like, this big epic. I love when an artist takes their past work, and works it in to their piece. It makes it all feel connected. And so that's the first thing I fucking love right away. And also you got these. I'm gonna say Asian because I'm not sure if they're Chinese or Japanese. But the symbols, call back to your other piece with the final boss.
So those are glyphs that I found, and that actually spells Rid Designs.
They're not Japanese lettering. They look very much like Japanese lettering.
I know, right? And that's why I like them, but they're not. They're actually glyphs. It's just the person, whoever created this particular font, they made it look that way. So it's actually read left to right, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to tilt the shit to the left. And I actually like that. I actually like the way that one looked better than my original, my real logo that I basically used. But this one is called the creation of the creator. There we go. Creation of the creator.
Brandon, can I get a title, please?
There we go. Creation of the creator. So basically, it's God himself creating the woman. So, creation of the creator. In order for all species, all walks of life, man, woman, don't matter who you are, you have to be born through the creator, which is woman. That is the womb. That is the center. That is the mother. That is the mother mold. That is the entry point. That is the access to all things that we are enjoying right now. We had to come from out of a woman, which is, in my opinion, God on earth. So it is God himself, the creator, creating the creation. So
I love how you say access point. I love because it feels almost as if the womb is a portal that opens up from the spirit world and sends a spirit through to live its life.
Okay, look at it like this from a scientific aspect. If if anybody is born through natural birth through the vagina, your body is now clean. That means your antibodies and everything like that, you're not susceptible or likely to get sick. But if you're born through C-section, like how I was, you're more susceptible to getting diseases, getting sick easily, and shit like that, which does happen
I
to you.
didn't actually know that.
Yes, you're learning something new.
Yeah, fuck yeah, that's
So-
what I love about this show, man.
So yes, and this also leads to me like it. I have a high level of anger towards how women have been treated. Women that again, that is the access point. A lot of people don't like hearing it, but women is basically God on earth. How can if people do believe in God or Jesus, whatever, and you believe in that, and then you're on the same opposite end, you say women is God on earth. If that's how you treat God, I can see why we're going through the shit we're going through. Point blank in discussion. So, because he's like, damn, he probably himself looking down like, damn, that's how y'all treating what I created, and y'all want me to come down there because y'all don't have no respect for her, and she's the reason why you're walking around. If that's how y'all feel about her, I know how you feel about me. Yeah, y'all just gonna have to go do this shit on y'all own because fuck y'all.
I'm not
Straight
gonna,
like that.
and I'm not gonna start. I'm not gonna start a huge religious debate here, but undeniably, and this is a historical fact, the church as a collective. When I say the church, I mean dating back to ancient Rome, dating back to Mesopotamia. I'm saying the church as a collective has been one of the main people responsible for the
I agree.
the
I
shaming
agree.
and the putting down of women and the treating women as less.
I agree.
I mean everything from
agree.
simple examples of like a rule that it's okay to beat your wife if it's not bigger than your thumb, if the switch isn't bigger than your thumb, to King James burning fucking witches. The church has been just the biggest proponent of harming women throughout history and
I'm gonna
treating
say
women
this.
like garbage.
I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna hurry up and move on to the next piece. This is going to be incredibly controversial. I wholeheartedly apologize if your channel gets taken down for this next statement. If it means anything, I love you.
Fuck them. Fuck them all.
So, history has shown that women, like they always say, a woman shouldn't lead, a woman can't lead, you can't leave a woman in charge, none of that shit. History has shown that 95% of all the world's problem in this world has been caused by who?
Men.
Moving on to the next piece.
all right. Let's leave it at that. Fuck yeah. Ooh, okay. All right. Let's get right into this. What is this called? What am I looking at?
This is titled, I gotta remember. Pour. So what you're seeing is that's the heart pouring into a glass. And it's called pour. Side note, that's my hand, both of those. So that's my hand, the one up top, the one at the bottom. This was done at 3 a.m. in the morning. I could not find a good reference online. The hand up top, I was actually holding our Kool-Aid, the jar that we use to put the Kool-Aid jar picture. So I had my hand posed like that and shit. The one at the bottom, the glass that I'm holding, that's my lady's her wine glass. And I just took two separate pictures and I just put them shits together.
Yo, that's fucking dope, man.
3 a.m. in the morning.
I love how you take real world images and then make them into your fucking art and make them look like they were drawn, obviously, but the real world references of, you holding some like that's so cool, man. That is so cool. I love when an artist is able to take like just every day. MGK has this new song and the backtrack to it is like this tapping and it's yo, it's this tapping. It's Don't Let Me Go, and the backtrack to it is him tapping markers on a table, right? Yeah, right, creates this like percussive like you'd have to hear it, but like I love when I used to watch these videos of people like trash, they would call like trash or garbage bands, where they'll
Yeah.
like somebody will be playing a metal trash can, another person will be taking the lids, and I love when people are able to take organic things from everyday life and incorporate them into their art like you're doing here. To
Yeah.
me, that is like taking a trash can and turning it into a drum, you know, literally turning a Kool-Aid jug into a heart, you know what I mean? Taking these everyday things just right there and incorporating them into your art. That's sick, dude.
So my inspiration for doing stuff like that is, and I still to this day I still do it myself, the old school, and I'm pretty sure you probably seen it, the old school way that Walt Disney used to do the animation, or how Tex Avery or Looney Tunes, the people that animations like Jack LeBlanc and them, how they used to do it. They had that drawing table, and they have mirrors, and whenever they needed an expression, they would be in the mirror like and they would act out and then draw it. To this day, I still do that. I got shitloads of reference of either shit that I found online, or if I can't find exactly what I'm looking for, I'll do it myself, or I'll 3D print a fucking model for myself, take a picture, like pose it, take a picture, and boom, that's what I use. All artists use references. Don't let nobody tell you that they don't.
Oh
But
yeah, that's dope, man.
this picture, pour, is a heart literally pouring into a glass. This to me is a perfect representation of a lot of relationships. A lot of people pour a lot of themselves into the other person. It could be time, energy, love, anything. Emotion, support system. We're constantly pouring our heart into somebody else. Now, whether that is being reciprocated, that's a whole different story. But that is a constant, like that's sometimes it could be dangerous when that's not being placed back. You know, that's called restoring, putting back in the storehouse or replenishing the storehouse. So while you constantly pouring and the other person is receiving, are you getting that back? You get what I'm saying? So this is to me is one of my more profound images.
To me, the way, I mean, I think it's the same concept either way, but you could also interpret it from an artistic perspective, as in, I mean, when an artist pours out to their audience, their fans, whoever their base of, you know, who they're talking to is, they're doing the same thing. And the thing, and like you were just saying, that is the main reason I do this show, so that I can make sure that everyone is able to pour and then pour back, you know, give and receive. I make sure each week that we have a space where we can pour out ourselves and then we can fill each other's glasses back up. You know, that's really what this show is all about. And replay, you know, pouring ourselves out and then replenishing the store. And I love how you encapsulated that. Man, that's fucking dope. I want so this imagery, this is put together from different things that I found, like different pieces that I found and worked together, and then I went in this logo was a long time in the making, but basically, you know, the theory of it is the ink is bleeding from the heart, right? And it's supposed to represent the same thing. Everything that bleeds onto my paper comes from my heart. Everything that bleeds onto Lost Boys and onto this paper comes from my heart. And the Lost Boys is in red. Wow, when you see it on my skin, it almost looks like you're looking right into my blood, right into my, because It's got the black outline is the ink of my pen, and the red is the blood of my heart. It is the heart that I pour into everything. And that is why Lost Boys is black and red, to represent ink and blood. And that is, yeah. So
Like that. That's
to
dope.
me, yeah, that's what it, to the same representation, just pouring out your heart into either a relationship or your art or whatever.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, so real quick, I'm about to wrap this up. I hate the fact that I have to be an adult. It sucks. I would like to hang out. But I know the one question at the end was
I was
if
gonna
I
ask
had
you.
what was the question for the last one?
So you've already given us a lot of great advice, but if you could say anything at all to the world, what would you say?
Originally, I was going to say some real fucked up shit. I was going to be incredibly cocky because I am a modest person. I know what I'm capable of doing, but I'm real low key about it. But if there's anything that I could say to the world right now, a lot of people that I know has been going through some shit challenges. And I'm gonna say this. False evidence appearing real is fear. Never. And I don't give a fuck who it is, what's going on, any of that shit. Never, ever feel like you have to dilute yourself. You have to downplay yourself. You have to censor yourself, who you are in any shape, form, or fashion. Never feel like you have to do that around anybody, especially when it comes to your art. You like it, you love it, you put it out there. It's not for nobody else's gratification but your own. If they vibe with you, they're going to come to you. If not, fuck them.
Fuck yeah.
Point blank. If a person is not coming in your life to support you in any shape, form, or fashion, they just have to leech off you. If it's toxic energy, yo, drop that shit immediately. You don't have time for that. You have a mission. You have a purpose in life. Fucking go out there and get it. If you say you're unstoppable, literally be fucking unstoppable. You kind of got to get into this space in your head where you have to bully yourself. That's the only way you're going to move. You can't let nobody else do it. You can't let nobody else do it. You have to do it. You have to beat somebody to the punch. You never let the outside see what the fuck is going on within you, because the whole world loves it when you're in the news, and the whole world loves it when you sing the blues. So do everything in your fucking power, man, just to push through all this shit, yo. Because you have something dope, and motherfuckers will do any and everything in the world to bring you down. You can't let them. And the demons that lurk inside, if you can't beat them, learn how to get along with them.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you. Very well said. Thank you for fucking spitting your shit at the beginning. Thank you for showing us. I want to hear. I caught some bars. I don't know if anybody else remembers, but when you first came on the screen, you were spitting some bars. I want to hear the rest of that. That was dope.
Wait. Oh, well, hold on.
At some point. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it now. You don't have to do it now.
I can, because it's nothing. Remember me, the awesomeness with the all these shaped feet. Everything spontaneous, could bust whenever he speak. I just do a seal of approval. That's what y'all see. You feel the sister dread and danger every time a squad creep. Flames from the strange sky will stir fire your disk drive. The room for weirdos peep how the kids slip by. Bum rush the set, stage wreck, then we dip dive. Everybody wanna be loud, and them guys must die. Villains remain vicious with his violent vernacular. Cowards crossly couldn't calibrate my caliber. This mere mortar makes it masterful with the massacre. Just sporadic darts, buzz spatter, less spectacular. The heavy rhyme writer, prize fighter, who flow was tighter. Spark a lighter and a cipher, and burn a spliff. Rebels just for kits, start a riot, cause turbulence. To give our tough guy vibes we all know is fraudulent. Stay low, go fast, kill.
Yo, lighter. Yo, I fucking lighter.
I
Lighter,
see it. I see it. I
lighter in
see
the
it. I'm mad I
cipher.
didn't have one
Yeah.
myself.
Fucking yo, bars, bro. Bars, yo. Thank you for fucking spitting, man. Thanks for showing us your
Thank you.
art.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your messages and your advice. Like, if anything, man, you're super, super fucking talented. But I mean, if nothing else, you bring so much good wisdom to this show.
Oh man,
And
thank
you,
you.
man, like you speak like a prophet. You know, you are
Oh man,
prophetic. You
yo,
are.
don't do
I
that. I am not a prophet. I bring a lot. I try to have a good heart, but man, this shit
all
comes
you
with
can do is try to be your best, man. But you certainly have a good head on your
Hey,
shoulders.
that's all
And
I
you're very
can, man. Hey,
articulate.
look, seriously, dude, like, to take this once all this shit is over, like once you have some time to yourself, just for a minute, just get out your head. Just tell yourself, like, you know what, man, fuck, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Yo, you will feel so much fucking better, yo. Like, I get it. I suffer from the depression shit, the anxiety. I suffer from all that shit. And the best way to beat it is just to literally beat the fuck out of it. Just go ahead. If you're gonna do it, do that shit scared. You could cry about it. I don't give a fuck. Just go ahead and do it. You will feel better. Trust me when I tell you.
Fuck yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
You're welcome,
I
bro.
appreciate that. Have a good one.
You
Thanks for
too,
coming
man.
on, bro.
Ain't no problem. No problem.
Catch you next time. Peace out. All right, guys. We're gonna have my man Cage spit some shit, and then we'll give you guys the opportunity to close us out with some final advice. What you got for us, man?
A bunch of guesses.
A bunch of guesses. All right, I got a bunch of guesses here. He's got a bunch of guesses. I got a bunch of guesses what it's gonna be, but you never know with this man. So a bunch of guesses. You want to say anything about it? You want to get right into it?
This is a song dedicated to schizophrenia, so you're gonna hear all three personalities come out in this one.
Fuck yeah! All right, let's get it.
Let me get some water real quick. I guess when we're all sad, we just want to talk about it, to find a face and slur words, to find grace and lose pace. I'd prefer to laminate these vivid motions, write around the metaphorical bike and write it out to pursue the dream that follows. We all have problems, I know. I just want to spit it out like bad food. Think about it, all the violence, and instead of act about it, write a story and act about it. I just like to sit and forget about it, but what am I to do when life's just like me to you? We're just problem children trying to live it through, lost in fucking emotions, but that's life. Frost over our luck, but hey, we love strife. Heaven is a place in the sky, so when it rains over me, I think it's not the place to be. Kicked out already, yeah, I'm not even dead. Probably punished because I sin without repentance and bow my head for miracles to happen. Instead, we as the people with disbelief walk on glass sharper than our calloused feet, rely on reality and stick to what y'all would call God's masterpiece, flawed errors that's obvious to see. Each person unique, yet I see the same personality sprawled across like someone ran out of ideas, but hey, that's just me. I guess when we're all mad, we just want to talk about it, to find a face and yell words to find grace and lose pace. So you get carried away and lose faith. I prefer to expel it out like these caged monsters, right around the metaphorical bike and write it out to pursue the dream that follows. We all have problems to line up and mash against a wall, but I just want to let loose the bullets like the gun jammed. Think about it, a backfire heard across the land, and somewhere someone decided they didn't want to take the stand. I just like to run and forget about it, but what am I to do when life's just like me to you? We're just problem children trying to live it through, lost in fucking emotions, but that's life. Frost over our luck, but hey, we love strife. Heaven is a place in the sky, so when it rains, whoopsie, heaven is a place in the sky, so when it's sunny and the rain clears, I guess you'll find me at home where the night came early, in a bed where the fight came late, so I'm just fucking sitting there instead. I wish I could show the bruises in my head, split that son of a bitch open to expel the demon's bed. A fight of war in my books, the ones you haven't read, and probably won't read. I have lead armor made to leave marks on paper, seal that bitch closed as not to expose you to too much toxin. Exposure could leave you boxed in, these emotions honestly you could get lost in. Don't double cross my Necronomicon. I allowed you to read the cursed pages that bleed as you flip through like it's the cost of knowing what the pain's worth. I guess you misjudged my misconceptions. Every guess is hell. I'd rather just know my prediction. See the future like the fourth dimension is broken. Fuck the simulation. I guess when the demon's asleep, the bed remains open. Can't control the thought. I guess I should just lay down and see the dreams. I guess I should remain broken so all these viewers can remain locked in my box of hell. I cannot contain the voices hell is contained in. Whoa. I guess when we're all happy, we just want to sit around and talk about it, you know, the experience of our lives we wish we could happen different. We sit around blanking about whatever topic and laugh. Environmental non-judgment, like a fruit of Eden. Collect each other's knowledge, crack jokes, then I'll see you when I see you. But until then, what am I to do when life's just like me to you?
Yo, fuck yeah, bro. That shit was dope. Yo, every time you fuck up, it ends up sounding like part of the song. Whoops, like literally that sounded like one of your personalities chiming in for a minute. Like, and I love how that song was. You literally let one of your personalities come out and you write him back in and you'd speak and then you like, yeah, it was fucking so elegantly done. And I love, like you said, how you're playing with different personalities. It feels like my Speaking of Demons piece, but just on a whole more technical level, you know, and it feels like you're juggling more and just, yeah, with the way you let it fucking and then you rein it back in. And, bro, that Necronomicon line about the cursed bleeding pages. God damn, bro. This man is the H.P. Lovecraft of rap. All right. If I'm the EAP Edgar Allan Poe, I'm basically EAP blazing through a haze of glee. Even ravens come and blaze with me. Whole masquerade. Hey, if I'm fucking Edgar Allan Poe, this man is fucking H.P. Lovecraft. Like,
well, I might have to write it.
I love how you bring those some of the like when I write dark shit. You know me. We both write dark shit. And they are the original, like, dark fucking poets. The original, like, there would be no, I mean, arguably, there would be no Slim Shady without Edgar Allan Poe. And my argument is because Edgar Allan Poe made it okay to write just the most dark, fucked up shit. And you know what I mean? He was the original Slim Shady, right? He made it okay to write the most dark and fucked up shit and make it into his poetic masterpiece. And I'm pretty sure Edgar Allan Poe was schizophrenic too. But yeah, man, I love the H.P. Lovecraft references. He was again one of the original fucking dark storytellers. There would be no Stephen King without H.P. Lovecraft. In my opinion, you know, just the forefather of horror and dark sci-fi and just fucking great reference, bro. Great reference. I'm gonna bring Tasanya up and what you think about it?
I thought it was really deep, like the way you connect with all of your different personalities is crazy. You know, I don't think I've ever known anyone that had schizophrenia, so I've never had to see it, you know, face to face. But I can imagine the struggle that you deal with on a daily basis. But, you know, you're here. You're doing it. You're making it one day at a time, and that's what matters.
Absolutely. Fuck yeah, man. Yo, thank you for being on again. Thank you for sharing that with us. Thank you for continuing to evolve as an artist and just show us how fucking talented you are and just grace the fucking stage in the world with your fucking presence and your art, bro. And you too, Tasanya. Thank you both so much. Before we get out of here, Caleb, man, you can say anything to the world. You gotta leave them if you want to leave them with a message. Now's the time.
Every step that you take should be in the progression for the pursuit of happiness. Do not stop walking simply because you are no longer happy. Do not stop walking simply because there is an obstacle in your way, because even if it's a building, it can still be torn down.
Fuck yeah, man. Excellently said. Excellently said. Thank you. Desanya, if you could say anything to the world.
Just love each other. I mean, it's not that hard to be a good human being. It's not hard. God put us on this earth to share, to care, to just love each other. Don't fall into the rest of the world. I tell people all the time, especially with the media and the news and the presidents and all this other stuff, as long as you know who you are, long as you know you know who you are and you follow your heart, don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about anything else because it has nothing to do with you, really. You live your life.
Fuck yeah, be you and don't let anybody tell you different. All right, guys, I will leave you with this. I know what it feels like when your soul is close to breaking. I know about the anxiety fits and the shaking. I know about the cold sweats when awaking. And I know about the smiles that are no longer worth faking. I know what it feels like when you have nothing left. I know about that feeling that's caught deep inside of your chest. I know that sometimes you have fantasized and imagined your death. I know you've thought about it in such depth that it eats at you inside and it's sometimes hard to take a breath. I know that what you really want is just to get away from the stress. I know you're not suicidal. I know you just want to rest. I know about the days when you curl up in bed and you turn off your phone. I know about the fear you feel when you're faced with leaving your home. I know you feel the world would be better off with you on your own. And I know you feel helpless and scared, but I want you to know that I know what it feels like, and you're not alone. Thank you, everybody, so much who has been a part of this community, who has been a part of the last season of Lost Boys, and many more to come. Thank you, everybody who has watched and supported and been part of the show and come on and keep watching, guys. Stay tuned. Make sure you all go hit us up, follow us, like us, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I really got to ask you guys a big favor. We're almost at 1,000 on Facebook. Please go follow us on Facebook. Please, we're at 900 something. We need to get to 1,000. So go follow us on Facebook, if nothing else. Wait for the audio version of this episode tomorrow on Spotify and all those other platforms. Wait for deep cuts. Keep a lookout for Lost Boys Presents Lost in the Woods. And tune in next Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Peace out, guys. Love you all. Thank you.